everyone, and welcome back to Miss Azrael's Gaming. So today we're going to get into a new game called Loretta, and it is coined as a psychological thriller-based narrative type game. It looked pretty interesting. It's set in like the 1940s. I think 1947 is the set for it. So let's go ahead and start a new game. Talking about seizures, epilepsy. Okay, hold space to confirm, which I did. There we go. Okay, color mode for the first time playthrough. Noir mode, recommended for those who have already completed the game. Some visual hints disappear, puzzles become harder to solve. Well, let's go ahead and with colored mode. Okay, so the events take place in the United States of America in 1947. To reflect the reality of that time, Loretta contains subject matter that some may find offensive. Characters, due to their nature, age, and social status, use words, phrases, and profanities that are indicative of the time and do not correspond with modern attitudes. All events and characters depicted in the game are entirely fictitious. Any similarity to actual events or persons, living or dead, are purely coincidental. Think carefully before you begin this game and play responsibly. Okay, so I think it had whispered to him things about himself which he did not know, things of which he had no conception until he took counsel with this great solitude, and the whispers had proved irresistibly, I didn't see what that was, fragmented maybe? Not sure. Okay, so 1947. The other thing is I can't turn the music off, so hopefully I don't get a copyright claim. Driving around in our car, I guess. Yikes. Okay, my name is Loretta Lou Harris. Friends call me Laura. I'm 38 years old. I was born in a small town in the South that y'all probably never heard of. The moment I turned 16, I ran away to the East Coast. I'm an unemployed ornithologist and a mediocre housewife. A few months ago, my husband and I moved to a farm that he got from his parents. Life here ain't exactly simple, but we get by all the same. Up until 2 weeks ago, anyway, when Walter up and disappeared without a trace. Mrs. Harris, I'm Frank Chambers. I'm looking for your husband from the police. Now, I already talked to the sheriff. I ain't got nothing more to say. No, ma'am. I'm leading a private investigation. There's some people from New York, important people. We'd really like to have a word with Mr. Harris. Well, tell him to get in line. And who are these important people? I didn't catch your last name. Let's go with I didn't catch your last name. Chambers, ma'am. Mind if I come in? He wipes his neck with a handkerchief. You've got a very lovely house, ma'am. Don't bother. I can't stand this place either. Is this Mr. Harris's house? His parents. You're not from around here, are you? Or New York, for that matter. Don't test my hospitality. Sorry, didn't mean to offend. I'm paid to ask questions, you know. But my only concern is Mr. Harris. Mainly I need to know if he's alive or dead. A or D? Oh, that's how you walk. Okay. Interesting. Clock. Can I click on stuff? This thing gets on my nerves. Sometimes it feels like I can hear it ticking from all the way in the bedroom. Walter and I by the ocean 8 years ago. Oh. Damn dusty roads. Was that guy coughing? Like, what the hell was that? Walter's hat. He bought it in New York. Ooh, an axe. Ooh, look. Oh, why is it shaking? Why is it shaking? That's so weird. She won't let me click on it. Click. Give me the axe. Fine. Do you want to click on the dang axe anyway? Scribbles. I done lost count of how many times I asked Walter to throw this nasty old thing away. Ma'am, how long has Mr. Harris been gone for? 2 weeks. Who hired you? Want something to drink? I should ask him what wants to drink. Must have been quite the journey getting down here, Mr. Chambers. Would you like something to drink? Honestly, I was hoping you'd ask. The kitchen's just down the hall. You're not going to answer that? Oh, I guess I could. Oh, it's shaking. Hello? Hello? Can I talk to Mr. Harris, please? Who's calling? Well, he can't come to the phone right now. She hangs up. Who's calling? May I ask who's calling? This is Patrick Fitzgerald from the Atlantic Press Publishing House. Would you kindly put Mr. Harris on the phone? It's extremely urgent. Mr. Harris ain't available. He's ain't here. Well, what time will he be back, miss? This is about his book. We're still waiting for him to send the second half. The contracts are ready, but... Miss, could you please pass... Hang up. It happens sometimes. This is really eerie looking. Afraid lemonade is all I can offer. Just water would be fine with me, ma'am. I'm a tad parched from that long drive. Poison? There's a real nice almond smell in here. Oh, she poisoned her husband? Oh, there's certain things it won't let me click on. Sickle? Oh my god. There's so many murder weapons. Catalog. Glass. Calendar. Another month's flown by. The shovel. Did I bury him? I should get Chambers some water. Can I pick up the glass? Or click on the sink or something? Won't let me, an April furniture catalog. It's got all the nuclear family can need. How are things with the novel? Did Mr. Harris finish it? Is Mr. Wallace interested in that too? No, ma'am. Just curious. Real pity that the true work of a detective isn't at all like the stuff your husband writes about. You know, in his hard-boiled detective stories. It's the laws of the genre, Mr. Chambers. Why can't... There we go. Guess I had to talk to him? I don't know. Oh, maybe I have to walk over there. There we go. Okay. This humidity is killing me. He wipes his face with a handkerchief. I don't think it's been this hot since the spring of '39. Where's that music coming from? The fields. Farmers. Walter rents out the land. Guess the music helps him pass the time. His eyes linger on Laura's hips. She pretends not to notice. There you go, pig. Here's your water. Quite the shame. For a fine lady like yourself. To be stuck out in a place like this. Here's your water. You're too kind. Thank you. He dries his lips on his sleeve. So how much land have you got here, ma'am? 60 or so acres. He whistles. Don't get too excited. It was mortgaged a long while back. May I take a look at the yard? Suit yourself. What in the... It's the pipes. Son of a... Got some plumbing installed, and what do you know? Sorry, I need to go down into the basement. Need a hand? Nah. No need to trouble yourself. Besides, you wanted to look around the place, didn't you? I ain't going in the basement. Why? You know what? I don't think this is a psychological thriller. I think this is a horror game. Where's the basement? It's damp and dark down in the basement. Too damp and too dark. Smells like mold. Just like Chambers' breath, actually. Ugh. I can hardly find the water pipes. At first glance, everything seems to be in order, but there's a weird buzzing sound coming from them. Look closer, leave. Well, let's look closer. Looks like something's stuck in one of them. Hard to say what exactly. Try to pull it out, return. Let's try to pull it out. I hold out my hand and touch something wet and hairy. I grab hold of it and tug. Ugh, a dead rat. Got the achievement. The only good rat is a dead rat. Could have been worse. Buzzing stopped, for now. Looks like Chambers went out into the yard. I wish I could walk faster. Why don't we have any eyes? That's creepy. Shovel. Tell me, Mrs. Harris, where do you think your husband might be? Got any ideas? I don't know, maybe he went back to New York. He's in the well. I really hope that's a joke. Let's go with I don't. No clue. I've no idea where Walter is, and I don't want to know, truth be told. Well, I can understand that. Mr. Harris, he was queer, wasn't he? Was? I mean, why else would he leave a gorgeous woman like you, and his own house, to go on the lam like this? Begging your pardon, ma'am, but he must have been out of his damn mind. Anyway, ma'am, thank you for your time. Sorry you had to come all this way for nothing, but I really don't think I can help. It's fine. It's what I'm paid to do. Thanks again for the water. Sorry I bothered you. My name is Loretta Lou Harris. Friends call me Laura. I'm an unemployed housewife, stuck in a hellhole, with nothing but sun and fucking wheat. 2 weeks ago, I killed my husband. Oh, and I did put him in the well. Interesting. Oh. Take it I just click on that. Okay. Ooh. We got a... Oh, it's a puzzle piece. Got it. That was easy. I ain't trying to make excuses, but I think I ought to tell my story from the beginning. But I ain't looking to be forgiven by the gentlemen of the jury. I know that's impossible now. But I want to give a chance to whoever's going to read this, to maybe understand me. You see, my relationship with Walter started to fall apart long before the day he died. Long before we moved to this goddamn farm. I even liked it at the start. Trading the bustling city life for a humble one out in the country. Course, wishful thinking's all it was. Women don't get much choice in this world. Take enough wrong turns, and before you know it, you're low class. And I was finally starting to see that all my turns were the wrong ones, too. Okay, so we've got a bag. I have clothespin, metal coil, inside is rusted. Is that all I've got? Looks like it. Okay, I don't see anything else I can hang. An old well. I don't know why, but it gives me the creeps. We never use it. Okay, so take it she's done with the laundry because I can't click on anything else. Well, maybe not. Do I have to... Can I use it? Tab to close. I don't see any way to use anything, and I can't pick anything up, it looks like. Oh, there we go. Another broken, creaky step. Nail sticking out, waiting for the right moment to finally jab into my leg. I asked Walter to fix it. Not that did any good. Walter wasn't a bad person. He almost never drank. And even when he did, he never got violent. In all our years together, he only hit me that one time. And he felt awful about it afterwards. Still, everything about him was starting to irritate me. And I reckon the feeling was mutual. That irritation turned into a burning hatred. That only got stronger after we moved out here. His snoring was like nails on a chalkboard. He'd spit everywhere like he was a damn camel. And food got stuck in his teeth all the time. But what really got under my skin was how he always reeked of onions. All the damn time. It was like this disgusting, oily smell that soaked into all the furniture. But you want to know what the weird thing was? I ain't never used any onions in my cooking. That's weird. A bird? Scare it, ignore it. I'm gonna scare it. Shoo. Oh great, now it just flew further into the house. Crap. Walter! A bird got into the house. Walter! No way in hell he didn't hear me. Dishes. Wonder why it shakes like that. Wash the dishes. We'll never run out of dirty dishes in this house. Ouch! Cut my finger. I'll just step on the glass. That makes sense. Walt and I met towards the end of 1929. He was a little older than me. Mighty handsome, of course. He worked as a newspaper correspondent, but I couldn't tell you the name of what paper it was. They probably quit publishing it anyway. My mother died in 1930. Walter and I got married in 1931. I got pregnant in 1933. They called it an ectopic pregnancy, and that was followed by a miscarriage. I lost my child before I ever got to be a mother. That's horrible. Now where to go? Hello? Who's calling? Are you going to speak or what? You think this is funny? I was going to say, I wonder if I can pick up the... Surely I can pick that stuff up. I don't see anything like a dustpan or something. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a breaking weather update. A Category 2 cyclone has been tracked approaching from the south. Meteorologists warn to expect heavy wind and rainfall in the coming days. Ain't anything in the basement I need right now. Okay, well, I guess we'll just leave the glass plate on the floor. Thought maybe we could pick it up. Windows. Okay, ooh, china cabinet. Cups, plates, glasses. Half of them are chipped. If you wash dishes the way you do. Sweep the kitchen floor. There we go. Honey, I'm going into the city, but I'll be back soon. I need to stop by the post office. What happened? What's it look like? I broke a plate. First a blurred. Yeah, okay. I can't talk today. So first a bird flew in the dang house. Wait, what? A bird? It's a long story. Still, I'm sorry about the plate. Don't worry about it. Let's consider it good luck, eh? Anyway, would you mind ironing my suit? I think it's in the bedroom. Take the key. Wait, why is the bedroom locked? Can't you do it yourself? Okay, buy some milk on your way back. No, not a problem. All right, honey, I'm off. Actually, the relationship doesn't seem that bad. I don't know. Maybe she's just been irritated for so long. Why does it look dark in here, but it was like bright outside? These windows have collected dirt for so many years. I tried cleaning them at first, but gave up eventually. Gramophone. Walter bought his Al Jolson and Mario Lanza records. I prefer classical music. I ain't in the mood to listen to that right now. Franz Kafka, The Trial. Did you put that? It smells like onions too. Weird. Why does everything smell like onions? Maybe he's got like a medical condition. The old fireplace sets the tone for the entire room. I don't like this room. It gives me a headache. Okay, so that goes upstairs. That's probably where we have to go to iron his suit. But I want to kind of look around a little bit more. Oh my gosh, lady, could you walk faster? What was that? I don't know. Some kind of book of... Looked like her and him, but I'm not sure. To Mr. Walter Harris. Open the letter. Leave it. I'll leave it. I'm not going to open my husband's mail. I mean, that's kind of... Our car. Walter calls it the Melmoth. I don't know why. I call it Moth. To me, it's a more suitable name for a jalopy like this. Hold up. If Walter headed to the post office, why didn't he take the car? It is weird, isn't it? Would he walk there? Maybe he hasn't left yet. Interesting. Press any key to leave. Oh, needs a code. Okay. A woman in a wheat field. Wheat, wheat, wheat. All we got is damn wheat. This house is falling apart. A piece of the ceiling's going to fall off one of these days and kill me in my sleep. Walter doesn't like it when I enter his study when he ain't around. I might enter anyway. Ugh, reeks of cigarettes in here. Maybe he smokes a cigarette that smells like an onion. Dusty bookshelves. Walter brought half the library when he moved in here. I didn't even bring a winter coat. An old safe. Walter keeps a manuscript for his novel in there. Better not touch it. Not unless I want Walter to start bitching anyway. Nothing really in here. Okay, is this the bedroom? No, this is the bathroom. I'll never like going outside to use the commode. Oh, I miss my old apartment. What is that, booze? Tooth powder, shaving brush, a little mustache comb. Walter sure loves taking care of his dumb mustache. Man, she's like really bitter. Today's a good day. Nothing saying it should rain today. Should I pick up the booze? I don't know. Maybe it's aftershave or something, or he hides his booze. I don't know. Okay, so we're looking for a code on the jewelry box. Guest bedroom. As I understand it, Walter's parents slept in separate bedrooms. One of them, harsh 1910 traditions. Walter and I turned this place upside down looking for the key, but no luck. Sure feels strange knowing I can't access certain parts of the house. Not like the house ain't big enough already. Something went wrong in New York. I never found out what exactly. Walter fell into a pit of debt and dragged me down with him there. He left the obscenely high deposit we'd paid on our apartment, packed our bags, and rented the cheapest rust bucket he could find. In the spring of 1947, we moved to the farm, to Walter's parents' old house. Edna and Douglas Harris died of typhus back in 1927, and so we jumped off the bumpy life raft that was our former life and rushed into the unknown. Our belongings are in these suitcases, a whole human life contained in a few bags. We still ain't unpacked most of it. Open it. Birth certificate of John Edward Harris. Date of birth, June 6, 1946. Gender, male. Mother, Loretta Lou Harris. Father, Walter Phyllis Harris. It was October 1945 when I got pregnant again. Doctor said I was too old. He used some weird phrase like elderly, parturient? Never heard of that. Or something. With my medical history, neither me nor the baby stood a chance. I reckon it was just a miracle. 9 months later, I gave birth to a boy, Johnny Harris. But I'm getting ahead of myself again. Or maybe I'm going too far back. Long story short, I lost Johnny too. Oh, well, that could have been why they started, hating each other. Because of the loss of the baby. That happens sometimes. Okay, Walter's suit. Radio. Is it the parents? What's with that music? Hit that damn bird again. Of all Walter's sins, his adultery was the least to concern me. Let's say his gambling affected my life in a much more serious way. His adultery was pretty obvious. Walter hadn't touched me in months. Can't say I was too upset by it, though. Nonetheless, I knew one thing for sure. That ginger bitch Margaret sure did love her onions. Ooh, interesting. Whiskey, whiskey, bourbon, bourbon. Oh, what am I supposed to do? Oh, smack the words, I guess? I don't know. We got scotch in the mix now. Oh my god! There's too many of them. I can't hit half of them. I'm going too crazy with it. There we go. I felt trapped. I was suffocating in this cramped farmer's paradise. I could feel the noose tightening around my neck. I went to the bank. So, can you state your profession, ma'am? I'm a housewife. I'm an ornithologist. Well, technically, that's what she used to do. Let's just go ahead and say it. I'm an ornithologist by trade, but for now, I just run the house mostly. Excuse me, how do you spell that? ornithologist. A scientist, the kind who studies birds. I see. And how about the man of the house, ma'am? What does he do? Walter's a writer. He rents out the land. Well, I mean, he's a writer. Wait, Walter Harris? You mean the writer? The Affair with the Killer? The Black Turnip? I see you're a fan. No, not me, I'm afraid. My wife, though. Why, she just adores his books. Who would have thought? Right here in our backyard. Anyway. Well, ma'am, I'm sorry to say this, but we can't give you a loan. Well, not to you anyway. But why don't you bring your husband around next time? I'm sure we can figure something out. I was hoping not to get my husband involved. I see. It's me who needs the money, not him. In that case, ma'am, if you urgently need money, then what's stopping you from taking out that $30,000 and... What $30,000? Well now, just a moment. He shuffles through his papers. Well. Yes. Oh, I beg your pardon, ma'am. That was my mistake. I just realized the $30,000 is insurance. What insurance? What $30,000? He peers at the sheet of paper. Life insurance, ma'am. Silly of me to have missed it before. But it looks like Mr. Harris, publisher, took out an insurance policy in his name. Here, see for yourself. In the event of his death or disappearance, yada yada yada. Oh, you can skip this part. The beneficiary will receive a lump sum payment of $30,000. Looks like a standard contract as insurance goes. Anywho, I must apologize again. I didn't mean to cause any confusion. No, thank you. You've been a big help. Glad to hear. In that case, I'll be waiting for you and Mr. Harris to drop by. All the best, ma'am. Oh, and do allow me to remind you that all deposits and contributions are insured with us at... so she's going to get $30,000 if he died. That clerk's words broke through his cracked, graceless lips and disappeared into thin air. $30,000. An incredible sum of money. It felt like the more I thought about it, the less I was able to comprehend how much money that really was. Walter. He hadn't ever said a word. Why not? I remember getting this strange feeling. It was weak and not all there yet, but I felt it on the edge of my mind all the same. The moment I tried to catch it and pay attention to it, I left the bank and the dry spring wind of the outside world, dispelled that feeling as if it was never there to begin with. I must have parked over there. Is that my husband's whore? Laura. Hey, Laura. It is. Hello, Margaret. It's so good to see you. How long has it been since we last seen each other? Come to think of it, I ain't seen Walter around much either. How's he doing anyway? Oh, I'm sure you haven't. Why don't you tell me, you lie? Great, wonderful. Oh my god, I gotta say this. Why don't you tell me, you lying Margot, hurry up. It's busier than a blind dog in a meat house in here. Break's over. Move those hips, girl. Alright, I'm coming. Anyway, Loretta. Oh, the girls and I are going to go see a show on Saturday. You should come join us. And, I wanted to talk to... Margot. Look, I'll stop by if I'm in the neighborhood. You don't mind, right? I gotta scoot. Margot. I'm keeping your tips. All right, I'm coming for Christ's sakes. She wants me to hang out with her and she's been stooping my husband? I don't think so. The ginger bitch. That's right. Why would I hang out with anybody who's been sleeping with my husband? Fried onion rings, the best in town. Oh, I'm sure he eats those onion rings all the time, huh? I lied, of course. I ain't no ornithologist. Never have been and never studied nowhere. Just a habitual lie, I tell. I'm a working girl. I needed some way to survive when I moved to New York. I wanted to be a nurse, but failed the exams. Twice. I washed the tiles at a diner, tried working as a waitress, tried working as a newspaper secretary, and, believe it or not, even worked at a salon. I wouldn't say I enjoyed any of it, but work is work. I read an article about a female ornithologist once. She was an expedition of some sort. I liked it. I even bought the Birds of America. Ain't much of a bird lover, though. Hard to love harbingers of disease. It was hotter than 6 shades of hell. I had the windows cracked all the way down. and could feel the sun burning my skin through the windshield. A swarm of thoughts swirled in my mind, so I didn't notice that I was running out of gas. This old bag of bolts chugged 30 gallons to the mile, but Lady Luck smiled on me for the first time that day, and a gas station appeared out of the blue. Its concrete face rose from the middle of the cornfield, all cracked and worn like the wrinkled face of some old woman. Funny thing was, I can't say I'd ever seen that gas station before, even though this was the only road leading home. Feels like I drank more during the Prohibition than I did my entire life. Ain't touched a drink since I was 32, but that was every day I spent living on this farm. I regret that decision more and more. The United States of America. All 48 of them available at a glance. Take a brochure. Travel by bus. Afternoon, ma'am. How's the day treating you? Why is his face creepy looking? That looks like a weird smile. Could be better. It's too hot today. You ain't wrong there, ma'am. Almost 100 degrees out. Could you fill me up for $3? Sure thing. Anything else I can get you? God, I wish it was $3 to fill up your car. That would be great. I don't even know what I want. Probably not. I don't even know what I want. Probably not. If y'all allow me, ma'am, I may have just the cure for what ails ya. You do? New and improved rat poison. Even contains its own secret formula. This sucker will get rid of rats, mice, whatever's plaguing you. Smells like almonds too. Guaranteed to work. All for only $1.99. I don't think that. But you know what? You look like a diligent housewife, ma'am. Why don't you take a sample? On the house, just for you. Oh well. I assure you, ma'am, you will not be disappointed. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna cook dinner with a little rat poison on the side. Hopefully that's what I'm supposed to do. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm supposed to let the words. Let's see what happens when they hit the mirror. Oh, face. No idea what that says. Oh, hope. Oh, okay, so when it's white. Got it. Okay. Hope, fate. Chance. Hi, Walt. It's hotter than the devil's armpit outside. No kidding. Thought I was gonna melt. Ain't it a little early to be breaking out the wine? What are you smiling for? It's all done. What is? You mean you finished your book? Yep. But that's wonderful. Why didn't you... The publishers already gave me the green light. I sent them the initial chapters. I don't want to jinx anything before it's set in stone. But they're saying the folks from Metro Silver Meyer are interested. Might even turn it into a motion picture, they said. Just imagine, starring Clark Gable. I thought he quit acting. Then Henry Cooper, who cares? That's not the gosh darn point. Hollywood, Laura. You're right, I'm sorry. Oh, Walter, I'm so happy. Good for you. Good for us, sweetheart. Can the wine wait a little? I'll get to fixing us a real nice supper. How's about you cook us up that steak you know I love? I honestly didn't expect it. For a moment it felt as though everything could change. It was a flash of hope. Add pepper, add salt. Okay, let's add pepper. Walter publishes his novel, and we return to New York, to our apartment on 12th Avenue, just as if we never left, and life goes back to normal again. Chop the meat, dice the veggies. But still, he'd made promises before. He'd already found another woman before I could start unpacking my damn suitcase. He's gambled us into the ground when we arrived dirt poor. Why should I think any of it'll stop in New York? No, something deep inside me, something strange had been triggered, and I couldn't stop it. Add poison, oh my god, do I want to poison him? Oh, I don't want to poison him. Okay, I'm not going to do it. Hey, how's it going? Ready. Coming right up. I mean, he could have walked in on me poisoning his food. Hey, I'm dressed really cute. I like that. Hair's all pulled up. Got in some earrings. Pretty black dress. That would be our last supper together. I told him I was leaving. Told him I knew about Margaret. Told him I couldn't live like that anymore. Walt didn't seem too broken up about it. You're making a big mistake, he said with a mouthful of steak. But you know what? I feel like for the first time in my life, I'm actually doing something right. That night I couldn't sleep. The storm ended just as suddenly as it started. The weather cleared up. The clouds disappeared and the stars glimmered in the sky. It was the kind of thing you could only see out on a farm. I dreaded the thought of what I could have done, but I didn't, luckily. Okay, so the new beginning started a new life. I decided not to take our scarce savings. Instead, I just pawned the wedding ring and bought a bus ticket out to the West Coast, to California. I got a younger brother who lives there, though we ain't seen each other for years. Like a pioneer or some character from a Steinbeck novel, or the thousands who'd fallen victim to the Great Depression, I had no idea what was waiting for me. I reckon some would condemn me for what I did. Maybe others would tell me it's too late to start over, that there's no use in running away from who you are, that you can't outrun fate. But I say to hell with them. It's never too late to start living. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I truly felt like there was a new beginning ahead of me. Who are you trying to fool? Yourself, maybe? A new beginning? Well said. But it wasn't like that at all, Loretta. You know that. He's talking with his mouth full. The steak, it's delicious. Thank you. Last time I ate this good was back in the Big Apple. You've barely touched your... I ain't hungry. Well, okay, so I guess she didn't tell him that. So we going back. I ran into Margaret today. Drink wine. I wonder if I should just ask him if we're going to go back. Let's do that. So, does that mean we're going back now? We can finally pack our bags and run away from this place? He chomps loudly. Run away from here? You're kidding, right? Why not? Come on, Lo. You can't run away from who you are. He spits out a half-chewed piece of carrot. You put too many carrots in this. Besides, the book ain't finished. It still needs editing. You know, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. About what? About how different my life could have been, but it isn't. And that's why you chose to soothe the grieving widow. I went to the bank today. Let's go with this one. Why didn't you tell me about your insurance policy? He continues to chew. You didn't trust me one bit, do you? Or you don't trust me one bit, do you? Walter, what did I do to deserve this? Why is everything we get always shrouded in mystery? Just figured it wasn't any of your concern. Besides, what if you ever decide to have me whacked, huh? It was the publishing house's idea, anyway. They didn't fill me in on the details. Listen, I know you blame me for what happened to John. He slams his fist into the table. Nice fucking supper. You just couldn't help yourself, could you? Why'd you need to bring this shit up again? Why now? What is with you today? No, you're right. Let's just keep it bottled up inside. I'll hush, I'll be a good housewife, and you can keep fucking around with that ginger slut. Then everyone will be happy. Enough. I'm not listening to this shit anymore. And if you must know, I do blame you. Oh, finally, the brave man comes out and says it. I've read the police report. You're such a hypocrite. Laura, I had no idea you could be so full of crap. I've read the... Was he choking or having a heart attack? Walt? Does that say murder? Murderer. I didn't murder him. I think he choked. Oh, I have to tap it. Walter looks like he's trying to say something, but only the sound of gurgling can be heard as he slowly chokes to death. I'm so sorry. This is your fault. Burn in hell, Walter. I just want to be polite. Okay, so acts of violence, Walter's dead. So I must admit, I don't like it when people say honestly or to tell you the truth. It always gives the impression that they're shamelessly lying to you up until that point. But there's something transcendental about murder, something beyond our understanding, despite how regular and natural it seems. Otherwise, why else would anyone do it? Oh, don't accuse a woman of being a liar when she doesn't know how to be honest with herself. Stillborn, like my first child, like a poet who speaks no languages, like a deaf, blind, and mute person in the world of sound, color, and signs. I won't reach the truth with words. They can't give it shape. There is one truth I know, though. Walter is dead. Dead. Oh, I guess I gotta click on dead. You don't like people, do you? I didn't say that, but truth be told, I don't expect any good to come from them. That looks like a mask. Do you think people want to hurt you? I think we're wasting our time here. Why is that? Look, I know how this works. First we look at some pictures together, and have a nice little chat. Then tomorrow you dig into my brain with a metal rod. You're exaggerating. Lobotomies have alleviated suffering for a great many people. I don't think that's a lobotomy. I think that's I was thinking digging through the head, but maybe so. Okay, so in your case, however, I doubt it'll be required. I'd like to believe that. Let's continue, shall we? Oh my god, a vag. Okay, that doesn't look like any of those things. Doesn't look like a necklace or a well or a rat. Okay, I'm just gonna go with that one. Just for fun. Interesting. What is it? Your associative pattern. My husband calls them tricks, but it was he who brought you here, wasn't it? So pay attention. Wheat, eyes, cradle, crow. That doesn't look like anything. That looks like a blood splatter, personally. Let's say a cradle. Is something wrong? Yeah. These are just splotches. Ain't nothing to see in them. Whatever I do see is only my imagination. This ain't fair. I ain't done nothing wrong. Life isn't fair. At your age, it's high time you realize that. Oh, don't be so gloomy. How did that saying go? In Italy, under the rule of the bourgeois, terror, murder, and bloodshed reigned, yet it ended up giving birth to Michelangelo, Da Vinci, and the Renaissance. In Switzerland, brotherly love, democracy, and peace were established for 500 years. And do you know what they produced? The cuckoo clock. I woke up with an awful pain, spreading through my whole body. It came in waves, like one blow after another. One eye was all swollen and watery, felt like it was going to burst. Hell, I wanted it to burst. Not that it had helped none. No, the pain was focused somewhere else. When I opened my eyes, first thing I saw was a crooked, rusty nail sticking out of my foot. Went right through my own skin, so I tugged it free. I hope you got have had a tetanus shot. Son of a bitch. I was ready to howl, ready to scream at the top of my damn lungs. Best I could muster was a whimper, though. It was like the top of that metal nail was smiling up at me like some Cheshire cat. Okay, one more try. Stay calm. Breathe. Come on, Lou, focus. Holy fuck. Shit. Goddamn porch. Goddamn nail. Why couldn't you hammer it in like I asked? The hell's wrong with you, Walter? Trying to make it easier for me to finish you off? Hell, why am I even asking you? Ain't like you ever knew which end of a hammer to use anyway. This is some wicked irony, all right. Oh, Lord, I can see rust stuck in the wound. Damn. Ain't no time to dwell on that now. All right, one more time. Again. Come on. Like, that is a big nail. The gaping wound stared back at me. An awful blood-red gash. Last night felt like a bad dream, able to fade into memory, but still. My rippled-up, muddy dress, my aching legs, the puddle of my own vomit, they all suggested otherwise. I need to get rid of those reminders as soon as I can. I'm gonna be sick. Ugh. Ugh. Leftovers from yesterday's supper. Oh, I guess I'll just walk in the vomit with my wound foot. Ugh, what a mess. Turn off the music. Gotta take off this dress first. I think leave the rest for later. Oh, that jewelry box isn't there this time. So it must have been something she puts there later, I'm assuming. Oh, my head. My leg hurts too. Saw some pills in the bathroom. Can't take this any longer. I thought you wanted to get the dress off. Make up your mind, lady. Jeez. Bingo. I knew you were in here somewhere. They expired. Long time ago. Should I? Ugh. Probably not. No, Loretta, you need to look after yourself. Now more than ever. Can I get a bath? I think it's a good idea to take the expired pills. Wardrobe. Okay, move away from the wardrobe change. That's better. Now to get rid of this dress. Who the hell could that be? Laura, you look like you've seen better days. What happened? Mind calling out Walter for me? Walter ain't home. What do you need from him? Go fuck yourself. He's out back. What do you need from him for? Walt and I were supposed to see each other today, but he never showed. When he didn't show up, I don't know how to say it, but if Walter's good at anything, it's leaving women. Wait, you know? About you and Walter? You think I'm blind, Margaret? I mean, really, what? She showed up to meet her husband. What did she think? You think she wasn't going to figure that out? That's so stupid. Get off my property. You know what, Margaret? I don't want to see your stupid red face or your cheap dress around here anymore. Huh? What are you, deaf? Laura, what? Or maybe your mama dropped you when you were a baby. How dare you? Walter, you in there? Don't bother, whore. He won't hear you. You bitch, the hell are you up to? Get off my property, you goddamn hick. And stay off. Things didn't go all that well with Margaret. I may have felt a little better in the end, but it was clear the dumb bitch wasn't about to drop the issue. Well, she should at least keep her distance. For now, anyway. Alright, now for the manuscript. It ought to be in the study. What in the Sam Hill? Sounds like it's coming from the kitchen. I should get this shovel out of the way, but I can't shake the feeling that I might need it later. Ain't no one worth calling. What are you staring at? Ain't got nothing to say, huh? Well, keep it that way. Lady's crazy. The storm destroyed several power lines yesterday. Dozens were left without power. Authorities are reminding citizens to beware of looters. In other news... Okay, hide the rat poison. Leaves a pleasant almond scent. He wasn't lying. Guess she poisoned him without me deciding to do that. I need to find the manuscript first. Don't risk it. Check the basement. Why is it so dark in here? My foot hurts. Where's that sound coming from? Where's the lamp? It smells wretched as all get out down here. Pipe's making weird noises again. This ain't the first time, but Walter would usually take care of it. Today's just ain't my day. Move the fabric. A portrait of Walter's mother, Edna. It's covered in dust. Tag on the jar says, chicory root. It's a decent coffee substitute when you're out of money. A dead bird, huh? Rats must have been having supper. Does it say unsettling? I don't know where this hole came from or where it leads, but I ain't in any hurry to find out. Keep your hands clean, give it a whack. Phew, that should do it. Uh-oh. Walter gonna come out of the hole? Relax, Laura. It's just your imagination is all. Oh, whoops. Okay, his study was upstairs, wasn't it? It's right here. I rarely step foot into Walter's study. Everything's here just as it was yesterday. An open bottle of bourbon and that old beat-up typewriter. Sheets of paper tied with a ribbon lie next to it. Chapters of straw bowl. The rest of the manuscript should be sit in the safe. An open envelope lay next to it. It's an informal letter of official-looking paper certified by secretary. Dear Mr. Harris, Walter. The bull is positively sensational. Although I do believe we should give the title some consideration, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that this is your best work yet, and I'm only halfway through reading it. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I already spoke to Thompson at MCM, and they want to talk. I'm very glad that you're back in business, my friend. Send me the rest as soon as it's ready. The contracts are drafted. There's just a couple of formalities left. P.S. I already ordered the cover designs. You're going to love them. Sincerely, Jerry, stamped Gerald Foster Schaefer, Atlantic Press Publishing House. Take the letter out. They were waiting. Details had been negotiated. Contract signed. They just need a little push was all. I made myself comfortable in the leather desk chair, adjusting the cartridge, and began typing. Dear Mr. Schaefer, I regret to inform you that my husband Walter Harris has gone missing. It's possible something may have happened to him, or perhaps he simply ran out on his love-deprived wife. His reasoning is beyond me. I'm writing because you are interested in Walter's latest manuscript, Straw Bowl. By coincidence, the manuscript currently sits in my possession, the original. There are no copies. Mr. Schaefer, I assume that you are a busy man, so I'll cut to the chase. As far as I know, your company has taken out a life insurance policy on Walter. Due to this extraordinary development, I must ask that you send a check with the amount applicable in the event of his passing, if you wish to see this manuscript in its entirety. Despite my disagreement with Walter, I am convinced that readers and fans of his talent should not be deprived of his latest masterpiece. I will send the manuscript the day the check is received, as I understand that it rightfully belongs to you and your firm, which has done so much for our family. Yours faithfully, Loretta Lou Harris. Lick the envelope. This is gonna, what is that, blackmail or extortion? All done. I think that's extortion. Now I just gotta wait. The pain in my leg was getting worse. So on my way to the post office, I decided to stop at the gas station again. But something wasn't right. The gas station looked different that day. Kind of like something was missing. In that same vein, I was seeing everything in a brand new light. Kind of like looking through a cracked microscope glass or something. Although I ain't ever looked through a microscope in my entire life. Okay. I'm gonna ring the bell. Please don't do that. Why not? Jerk. Ma'am? Are you the new owner here? Got any painkillers? Any news? Let's just get to the point. Say, you sell painkillers here? Or any kind of medicine? No, ma'am, we do not. This ain't no drugstore. Then I'll just take the cheapest bottle of whiskey you got. Better make that 2 bottles, actually. My name is William Henry Carter. I've been this county sheriff for the last 3 years. Early in the morning of August 12th, 1947, I got a call from the Harris farm. Mrs. Harris claims that her husband, Mr. Harris, had gone missing. It's kind of cute. How old is Walter, ma'am? 45. And how long have the two of you been married? 16 years. Has he... The sheriff chokes back the urge to vomit. For the sake of decency, Loretta pretends not to notice. Pardon me, has Walter gone missing before? No. This be the first time. Hot damn. The hangovers get worse every time. Feels like my head's about to explode. Well, you did throw back 2 full bottles by yourself. What did you expect? Not 1 bottle, not a bottle and a half. 2 fucking bottles, Bill. Wonder if she can smell the booze on my breath. What am I saying? Of course she does, jackass. Women always smell this shit. You're in deep trouble now, Bill. Okay, when was the last time you saw Walter? Does Walter have any distinguishing features? Let's ask last time. When exactly did you notice that Walter was missing, ma'am? Yesterday morning. I thought he'd gone to the city at first, but the car was still parked by the house. Then evening rolls around and he still ain't back, so I called you today. It's all clear as day. Or is it? Something ain't right. You really need this right now? You better sleep it off in the car. Give it a couple hours at least. There's always the hair of the dog. Nah, I'll just grab a bowl of soup or something. But now ain't the time for pondering soup. What are you staring at me like that for, sweetheart? You think finding a missing person's a piece of cake? Expecting me to pull him out of my hat or something? As if you could stand carrying a couple of city slickers around. Only thing you're good for, Bill, is lugging around a hip flask. Well, to hell with all that. Stop monologuing with yourself, dude. Do your job. Loretta's standing there, arms folded, staring you down like she's fixing to ask you a question, or simply challenge your authority. What a dish, though. Younger than you, but not by much, I reckon. And she's got a great ass to boot. So, a writer, huh? Can you say you're surprised, Bill? A loser like you could never score a dame like her. Got a queer look in her eyes, though. Figures, considering her man just took off. Poor gal. Can't move or anything. There must be something else to look at. Strange stain. Oh, there we go. Stain. Can't quite tell what it is. This house has seen better days, that's for sure. Got an odd smell to it, too. Ugh. Better not puke in front of her. Catch you by surprise there, sunshine. This ain't a house, it's a shack. That must be why the guy took off. But look who's talking. You live in a trailer, you jackass. You used to be a pilot, a hero. Where are all the heroics now, Billy boy? Drowned in hooches where they are. Ugh, maybe I should ask her for a painkiller. Nah, better not. Okay, do your children live with you? Was Walter acting suspiciously before just... Okay, so let's do this one. Tell me, ma'am, was Walter acting strange at all? Did he tell you anything unusual before he disappeared? No, sir. Nothing that comes to mind. Do your children live with you? Ain't got no children. No children. No husband. No job. If you're not careful, you'll be 3 for 3 yourself, you dumb drunk. Got no kids, nor any wife to speak of neither. What about Maggie, though? Nah, Maggie's a different type of broad. All right, cowboy, strain your brain. Just a couple more questions, then we can wrap up this sideshow. Did Walter have any health conditions? You trying to imply he's crazy? Well, no, sir, my husband's in his right mind. Was he in the military? Yeah, he was, but he never did like talking about it. Said he spent 2 years on a boat somewhere out in the Philippines writing propaganda. At least that's my understanding of it. You know, pamphlets about Hitler, Hiroto, that's it, and the like. I chose not to pry any deeper than that. I see. Study. Oh, so this is Walter's study? Yeah, he spends most of his day in here. The sheriff sniffs. Has anything changed since he went missing? Hard to say. What about family? My family? No, ma'am, your husband's. Oh, well. He has a sister over in New York City. Can't say we've ever been all that close. Don't suppose you have her number? I'm afraid I do not. The sheriff's mouth curves into a deep frown. May I ask what happened to your leg? Oh, I just scratched is all. Would you like something to drink? Let's just say be, honest instead of looking like we changed the subject. I caught it on a nail, but it ain't nothing serious. Ouch. You might want to go see a doctor about that anyway, ma'am. Tetanus is no laughing matter. Lots of folks die from it. I'll get right on that, Sheriff. Did Walter take anything with him when he left? A photo or maybe a postcard? Do you know if anything's missing from the safe? Oh, no. Walter keeps his manuscripts in there. He didn't take those with him? I ain't sure. Don't know the combination. Did Walter keep up any extensive correspondence with anyone? Any that you're aware of, at least? Or maybe someone you just learned of recently? Well, Walter spoke with his publisher, of course. Probably to some other writers as well. And his old war buddies, most likely. Mind if I take a look at the letter? This one? Rather read them myself, if you don't mind. Stick the letter opener in his throat. Pass him the envelope. The sheriff carefully studies the envelope. You should read them. Might offer you some clarity. Okay, the yard. Alright, Mrs. Harris, I'll be frank. The chances of us finding Walter are pretty slim. It's more likely that he'll reappear by himself when he's ready. I have to admit, this sort of thing happens from time to time. Sometimes folks just get a little overwhelmed. They run away from debts, creditors, wives, without realizing they can't ever run away from themselves. Well, I appreciate your wisdom, Sheriff, but what happens now? I'll get to contacting the local precincts in the meantime. Then the nearest hospitals, the morgue. It's a big county. Your husband could be anywhere. Or maybe it was country. I don't know. Read it too fast. Ma'am, forgive me. I know this is a difficult subject, but I have to ask. Did you and Walt have any fights before you went missing? I wouldn't say so, but things have been pretty rocky lately. I think Walter and I might have gone to the same school. Only got one school around here, so it ain't all that surprising. Was there anyone else he was in contact with around here? Any friends or neighbors? Enemies even? Someone I could talk to? No, sir. At least not that I'm aware of. Does that thing still work by the by? What? The well behind you there. Better than ever? Nah, it's all dried up now. Mind if we take a look? Sure is dark. Wonder how deep it goes. If you ain't using it, then that'd be grounds for getting fined. You better ask someone to board a... Wait, what's that? Oh, shit. Is that a rat? Sure is a meaty one. Look at that. He's trying to climb his way out. That fella's braver than I'll get out. Suckers breed faster than rabbits, so I'd recommend buying some rat poison or something. Probably got yourself a right nest down there. You got anyone around that can help you, ma'am? I can send my boys to you if you don't. They'll board it up for you in no time. Thank you, Sheriff. I can handle it myself. Goodbye, Walter. Mind if I smoke? Go right ahead. This is a mistake in my opinion. You think so? Life's dealt me a bad hand. That or I just ain't been playing them right, I don't know. Everybody has problems. It's all about how we respond to them. Don't give me that. I shouldn't need to remind you the war's over. Men shot at each other, stabbed each other, killed each other. And for what? Men aren't the only ones who fought in wars. No, but it's the men who started them. Have you ever heard of the Chinese ruler, Wu Zitan? Maybe? Should I? There's no such thing as wrongdoing, Loretta. Only doing. Anyway, how are you feeling in general? Honestly, pretty good. We're going to confirm that now. Please concentrate. Pocket watch. A pipe. Something broken? Am I supposed to just pick something? Oh, okay. I feel like the world has changed too fast, and I don't feel safe. I mean, I don't know what I mean anymore. Let's continue. Okay, I'm supposed to pick this stuff that's all screwed up, I guess. Don't let what I did fool you. I'm a good person. Well, an ordinary person, but people sure love labeling things. Smart folk always have the simpler answers. It's so easy to trip yourself up once. Way easier than you'd think. Easier than a round of gin rummy, or getting your hands on a pair of nylon stockings. It's very convenient, too. What do you mean by that? Well, it's tempting to commit an unforgivable act, then revel in self-pity, making excuses for the rest of your life. Now, don't you start with that. Have you ever heard the saying, let sleeping dogs lie? I think that's exactly what you chose not to do. Okay, so package. Oh, yikes. Okay, I see a okay, it looks like it started there. I'm trying to see. I was gonna say, that kind of looked like that one picture. Oh, that doesn't go there. Does it go there? There we go. A call from New York from Mr. Harris. Connect us. You think you can blackmail us, Toots? Blackmail? Well, sure, if that's what you want to call it. But since I'm the one who owns the manuscript, I think it'd be more appropriate to call it reimbursement, or maybe compensation, for the presumed widow of a talented writer. You could even print that on the desk jacket. Where's Harris? Listen here, lady. Nobody messes with Jerry Schaefer. I hung up, but he'll call again. Make no mistake. People like Schaefer never miss an opportunity for profit, even if it means exchanging sweet pleasantries for threats. But that still leaves me with a problem. The safe combination. I searched the whole damn house for a clue, a note, anything. But it looks like old Walter. Old fuddy-duddy Walter, who by supper would always have forgotten what he ate for breakfast or sometimes mixed up his left for right. That same lying bastard Walter only ever kept the combination in that good-for-nothing brain of his. I tried his birthday, our wedding anniversary, his mother's birthday, and even the date of his first publication. Nothing worked. You must have written the combination down somewhere, Walter. You're a writer. You wrote everything down. Okay, a letter from the Kelly. Hey, Daddy, how are you doing? How's Laura? I hope you're all doing okay. I'm doing just fine. Sorry it took me long to write you back. Things have been pretty crazy recently. You know how it is. Did you finish your novel? I think you did. You've been working on it for so long now. Daddy, I've got some big news I want to talk about. I don't know when you'll get this letter, though. Anyway, Mickey and I are going to come visit, so let's talk in person. SWAK, love you, Kelly. Also, he had a daughter, I'm assuming from a previous marriage since he was older than her. Nothing interesting here except for the Grand Koopa Cigar Club. I ain't never seen Walter smoke a cigar. There's an address on it. 11 Rainwood Street. It must be in the city. I could pay a visit. When I get the time, of course. Ticket stub, scribbled papers, a lighter. Horse racing, Only Walter could find a racetrack out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, well, I already read that. I was thinking it might have been something new since it was still showing up. Crime and Punishment. Crime and Punishment? Never heard of it. There's a key hidden in the book. It ought to open one of the doors in this house. No clue which one, though. Maybe Walter's parents' bedroom? I would say that's what it is. The key from this book fits. Heavens to... What's that smell? I gotta open a window or something. A cage. It's empty. Apparently Walter's parents kept a bird of some kind. Empty. The suitcase is bound tightly with twine. I can't break through it with my bare hands. The flowers are all dried up. Discarded man shoots parents. Or disgruntled man shoots parents. Guggenheimer warehouse fire. Ransom paid but child not found. Olsen family offer reward. I remember this case. Someone kidnapped the daughter of some hoity-toity oil tycoon. Oh, can I not literally open a window, I guess? Okay. Open it. Look closer. Oh, there's a key. There's a key here. It looks like the kind used to open a secure safety deposit box. But where? Somewhere in the city? What the hell, Walter? What else were you hiding from me? The day promised to be eventful. And not just because of the secrets of Walter's past. I still needed to open that goddamn safe. But I was plumb out of ideas. I considered throwing it out the window. But there was no way that thing was going to budge. I won't get that check without the manuscript. Is there some way to just airmail the whole safe to Schaefer? I needed to come up with something and fast, so I decided to head into the city. Hardware store. Address from the matchbox. Bus depot. Let's go to the bus depot. Maybe there's a safe deposit box or something there. Or like a locker, like you'd see in a train station or something. If this key really belongs to the bus depot, then it must open one of the lockers here. Haha, see, I'm a genius. Buy U.S. saving bonds and stamps. Some drunk's fallen asleep right next to the locker I need to get into. Smack him. Excuse me, could you move a little? Hey, mister, wake up. Kick him. Let's be polite. The bum gurgles something unintelligible. Well, that's just perfect. How do I get rid of him now? He reeks of booze. Maybe a fresh bottle will get him to move. Now I have to go find booze? I don't think I have any. Is there a drugstore? Well, I doubt there's booze at the hardware store, so let's go to the cigar place. What can I get you? Sorry to bother you. I'm looking for the Koopa Cigar Club. Is this the place? What, can't you read? Look at the sign, lady. This is a bar. We don't sell cigars here, only drinks. So I suggest you either order one or take a hike. Oh, good. I quit smoking a long time ago, though I've been regretting it more and more lately. Okay, we'll talk to him last. Let's see. Excuse me, Don't suppose you know where I can find the Koopa Cigar Club? Cigar Club? Ah, you're looking at it, babe. But it was shut down a year, maybe 2 years ago. All's left of it now is a shithole. The bartender looks over displeased. Where do you think you are, the Ritz or something? The bartender looks away, even more displeased. A year or two. Why's a pretty dame like you looking for Cigar Club, anyway? Here, why don't I buy you a drink instead? Thanks, but I'm in a hurry. Pfft, of course you are. I don't understand. This ain't making any sense. Let me take another look at the matchbox. The address is right. But there's no way these matches are 2 years old. Hey, there's a phone number on the other side. Was this written with a ballpoint pen? Must be recent then. Looks like 555-3486. How the hell did I miss this? I could call the number, but what will that do? If the club really did close a couple years ago, maybe that loser got it wrong. I should find a phone. Mind if I use your phone? Bartender sighs heavily. It's out back, by the John. Creepy picture. That dog sure is scary looking. Well, at least it ain't playing poker. It smells like piss in here. Oh, Lord knows what else. It's a creepy back area. Okay, call home. Why would I call home? Call the number on the matchbox. Bzz, bzz. It's you. I know who you are. Bzz. You shouldn't have dialed this number. Who are you? Do I know you? We'll be seeing each other soon. What the Okay, I need to go back here and get a drink, please. A bottle of liquor, please. Cheapest you got. Oh, has the lady finally decided to have some fun? Don't ask. Well, you have a lovely evening. Whiskey bottle. Oh, so we did everything there. Hey, pal. Got a bottle of something you might like. Look, just move over, would ya? Thank God that worked. There's some kind of parcel here. I don't get it. Walt, what does all this mean? I should wait till I get home to open it. Yikes, dude. Hey, who the hell are you? Then said he unto me, Prophesy unto the wind, prophecy, son of man, and say to the wind, Thus saith the Lord God, Come for the four winds, O breath and breath upon these slain, that they may live. That was just weird. Maybe she's all, like, seeing this stuff in her head and it's not really happening. Ma'am, I already told you to open a safe, and I mean any safe, though I can't say for sure which one you've got, an old one. Well, old or new, you'll need either a very good locksmith or a very good thief. Precisely. And I'm afraid I'm neither. All I sell is doorknobs and fasteners, ma'am. What a waste of time. Okay, we're gonna go home sweet home. On my way home, I got to thinking, maybe I'd just made a mistake. The man on the other end of that wire could have been anyone. An old friend, a comrade in arms, or some other failed writer. It was amazing how after Walter's death I was starting to learn so much about him. Way more than what I knew of him when he was still alive. Things that were obviously private. Things he didn't want to share with his own wife. Then suddenly... The engine overheated. Goddamn bucket of bolts. Lord, what do I do to deserve this? Who am I kidding? You know perfectly well, Loretta. So I walked. Good thing the house was only half a mile away. I noticed the luxurious white car right away, parked by my front porch. I'd never seen a car quite like it. Some old man with a cane was standing next to it, and something deep in my gut told me nothing good was going to come from this meeting. Yeah, maybe she's hallucinating or something, and because of she got tetanus. Can I help you? Go call out your husband, sweetheart. I'd like to speak to the property owner. I'm the property owner. Oh, well, that explains it. What do you need in all this land for, anyway? Well, I got a mind to sell it, but I didn't catch your name. Who are you exactly? Oh, let's say this one. Name's Peter Solomon Morgan Jr., but y'all can call me Mr. Morgan. I own the land down southeast of here, which means I have the misfortune to be your neighbor. What's that supposed to mean? Come take a look. See this? The whole lot's rotten. Ain't even worth feeding to the livestock. Thank you kindly for showing me some dirt, but I fail to see how this has anything to do with me. Fail to see, do ya? Morgan's old face turns purple with anger. 50 acres of fertile land, reduced to nothing but horse shit. My sincere congratulations. So what? And that has what to do with me? I heard a specialist. Through his investigation, he concluded that drainage installed on your property is wrecking my crops. I was looking to have a conversation with the real property owner, resolve the issue peaceful-like. But I guess that just ain't on the cards. I don't give a goddamn about your land, old-timer. Well, let's be polite, because we don't want to, get the law down here. So, now let's calm down for a minute. I don't know much about farming. Hell, I don't even know what you mean by drainage. I just rent out the land. Tell me something I don't know. Well, maybe you should talk to the ones who've been working your land. Who do you think told me what's been going on? You think I'm out there running in the fields like I got ants in my pants? I'll be speaking to my lawyers about this. You can understand that much, can't ya? I came over here to meet the owner face to face, talk it through, man to man. Never did it occur to me that I'd be dealing with some dumb broad instead. Oh, pull your head out of your ass. The bank owns this land. Best quit jerking me around, lady. Listen hard, you goddamn Okie. Let go of me, you asshole. If Phillips or someone else is paying you to pull this shit, or this is your own harebrained attempt to sabotage, Lord help me. I'll drag your ass through the muck myself if I have to, you hear me? Fuck off, pig. What's going on here? Oh, the sheriff. Howdy, Bill. You doing all right there, Mrs. Harris? Yeah. Mr. Morgan was just leaving. Mr. Morgan huffs and haws. Yeah, I'm going, but this ain't over. I'll be seeing you in court, Mrs. Harris. Whatever, you old fart. Your hand okay? I saw your car out there on the road. Figured I'd come see if everything's okay. What was old Bill wanting? Wish I knew, Sheriff. Wish I knew. Morgan's grip was surprisingly strong for an old man and left a bruise. The sheriff made himself scarce before long. He came asking the same question, but he had him written down in the notebook this time, and didn't reek of booze. Still, I don't think he suspects me. He seems more focused on Walter's past. He's an ornery one. That old donkey, I'll say. Ought to learn to keep his hands to himself. Got any news on Walter, Sheriff? Actually, yes. I was talking to New York and found out something rather strange. Tell me. You ever heard of an Irving Wallace? Nope, doesn't ring any bells. Well, it sounds like Walter and Irving did time together. Walter did time? No way. That's what I thought. But when? Why? In the early 20s, but I don't know why. There ain't much left from the pre-war archives. Walter obviously used this to his benefit and kept his little vacation a secret. This is more than just a secret. Don't get me wrong, ma'am. Everyone makes mistakes. Far as I can tell, Walter was a dignified man. Wish I could say the same about that Wallace character, though. Who's he? He made a killing during the Prohibition, but his fortune wasn't big enough to attract unnecessary attention. Then he got his business legalized and went into publishing. Even bought a stake in a local newspaper. Either way, he's bad news, but no charges have been brought against him yet. The strange thing is, well, my guess is Walter and Irving have stayed in touch to this day. I didn't mean to scare you, ma'am, but Wallace might be connected to your husband's disappearance. What's in the box, by the way? It's a parcel from my brother in Oakland. More junk from New York. Mail just arrived. Thought it might be for Walter. Anyway, ma'am, I'll keep you informed. Let me know if anything happens in the meantime. Like what, Sheriff? People like Wallace are extremely dangerous, so I'd like to ask you to stay vigilant till we figure this out. Do take care now. Yeah, Wallace was probably who was on the phone. What have you been up to, Walt? I must admit Morgan's visit came as something of a surprise. I have no idea what that old man wanted with me. Walter was the one who handled the land, not me. Any knowledge I might have had was extremely vague. I could probably figure it out if I really put my mind to it. But on the other hand, who the hell cares? I'll be long gone the minute I get that check. I'll never have to see this house, this land, or Morgan ever again. I wasn't sure what to do next. Ask about the property boundaries. Leave it to chance. Well, let's do that. Okay, so shadow of doubt. Learn the truth about the land. Okay, so Mrs. Harris, what can I help you with? I'm just looking to learn about the extent of my property and where the borders between my land and Mr. Morgan's lies. Alrighty, if you kindly take a look right here. This is your property. That's the property that, as I understand it, belongs to the bank. It's all ours? If the paperwork's anything to go by, then yes. Now, here's where your property ends and Mr. Morgan's begins, as well as here. Here, here, and here. I'll need another set of plans to... I got the idea. So Mr. Morgan's rolling in money. You could say that. Don't tell me y'all are at odds about something. Well, oh, Mrs. Harris, you'd better be off giving him what he wants. You know, bargain a little, for decency's sake. But come to an agreement nonetheless. Believe me, it's pointless going to court with people like him. I appreciate the advice. My pleasure. Oh, can I ask one last thing? Is it possible there may be some drainage under my property that leads to Morgan's, which in some way unknown to me might be affecting his crops? That's hard to tell, Mrs. Harris. It'll depend on the history of the site. What was standing there before, groundwater lines, previous owners, and such. I can try and look it up for you if you like. The records must be in the archives somewhere. So long as it ain't any trouble. No, not at all, ma'am. It's my job. Just leave me a telephone number, and I'll get in touch as soon as I find anything. I didn't think it really mattered at first, but at night, for some reason, I started to feel a little something around me had changed. It was small, almost invisible. I began to wander through the rundown old house, finding my way into corners I didn't even know existed, and then Kelly arrived. I forgot to mention, Walter had a daughter from his previous marriage, Kelly. As she promised in her letter, Kelly came up with her boyfriend, Mickey. Now, I'd only met Kelly a couple times. First time was when she was still a little girl. She was living with her mama somewhere in New Jersey. But then her mama succumbed to skeletal tuberculosis and passed away. Got no idea where Kelly found that joker, Mickey. It was easy to tell from just a glance that he wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. Now, Kelly was a fine enough girl, pretty as a peach. She had thick brown hair, big old doe eyes, a healthy tan, big hips, and a nice behind. Imagine the vulgarity of Mae West in a play by Karl Heinrich Ulrich. Mickey's actually short for Michelangelo. He's some Italian kid from Jersey. At just 23 or maybe 24 years old, he was big enough to fill a doorway. And I mean, he was huge. Black hair all shiny with either grease or brilliantine. Muscles bulging under his copper skin. I had no idea what he did for a living. I think maybe he served in the Navy before getting kicked out. Either way, it didn't seem like things were going well for either of them. Like any young girl whose daddy walks out on a family, I think it's safe to assume Kelly despised her father. So why would a girl, abandoned by her daddy, drag her boyfriend across the country to see him? Folks on the outside looking in just wouldn't understand, but I did. Oh, I knew right from the start. Where's Daddy? Sure, since they were too tired from the road, I was able to stall them with a dumb lie. At that point, all they wanted was to bathe and get some sleep. So I used the time to get my story straight. Your father abandoned me too, hon. Gathered his belongings and took off like the wind. The plan was to appeal to the sympathy of a fellow woman, by drawing comparisons to Kelly's mother and squeezing any drop of sentimentality out of her that I could. But I knew it was never going to work. To Kelly, I'll always be the bitch who ruined her parents' marriage. Heck, she probably blames me for her mother's passing, and I can't really fault her for that. Well, if he cheats once, he had an affair, left his wife and then married her, it's not surprising he had an affair. Cheaters never quit. I put them up in the guest bedroom, in the room that Douglas Harris had once used separately from his wife. His granddaughter now slept with Mickey. Not that they were actually sleeping. Out in the hallway, in the stillness of the night, I could hear Kelly breathing, along with her not-so-muffled sighs, the creaking of the old floorboards and iron bed springs that long forgotten the warmth of human bodies, bouncing to the beat of Mickey's bestial momentum. Truth be told, I felt myself blushing something awful, until finally it all quieted down, and I tried to get to sleep. Ew, that's kind of weird to do with, people are around. It's not your house. it a rat in a bottle or a rat looking at a bottle? Oh. Oh, good Lord. Walter? Hi, honey. You don't look so good. You don't look so good. I don't blame you, given the circumstances. I'm sorry about what happened. Do you think I'm a monster? Oh, don't give me that face, please. I'm sorry about what happened. Listen, I need the combination for the safe, Walter. Say something. Come on. Normally I can't get you to shut up. I couldn't. I wanted to tell you so much, about what was tormenting me, burning me up on the inside. And now that you're finally quiet enough to listen, I don't know what to say. Kelly's here. Her boyfriend's pretty lousy, in my opinion. Just some loser, and a dumb one at that. But that's just my first impression. We know how deceiving those can be. You forgot, Look, there, in the basement. What do you mean? Walt? Nausea. Falling asleep's been a struggle recently, so I've been taking to reading Walter's books. Don't matter which. They all send me to sleep right away. Oh, I saw that. It's raining again. Enter. Lord, what's gotten into you, Loretta? A puddle. Looks like the roof's leaking. What's it lying in the sink for? I hope it didn't get wet. What was that? It's in my... Oh, it's a fuse. Why is a fuse in there? It's weird. Okay. Looks like the clock stopped. I'm not going anywhere. Can't sleep? Me neither. Another fuse. That's odd. One more. That'll do it. She might want to shut the little door on the rat poison there. I'm just saying. It's raining pitchforks, and I'm wearing a nightie. It ain't right. Is that an elevator? What the? Apparently the lever moves the elevator, but it hasn't got any power. Why is there an elevator? She must be dreaming. Fuse box. Maybe it takes her straight to hell. I'll be damned. Huh. Oh, there's a hotel in hell. That's awesome. Okay. Ashtray. Just cold ashes. They're having a party or something. Tropic of Cancer, Henry Miller. Good evening, madam. Evening. Are you alone? We all are. What's going on in here? Private soiree. Invitation only. May I see yours? Well, darn. Looks like I went off and left mine in the other dress. I don't have an invitation. That's quite all right, miss. I think someone is expecting you. Expecting me? Who could that be? Why don't you come in and find out? Sounds tempting, but I don't think my dress suits the occasion. Come now, you look gorgeous if I may be so bold. A cigarette, miss. It's Mrs., actually, and I quit a few years back. Who am I kidding? That doesn't matter now. Just so you know, I'm aware that I'm dreaming. Whatever you say. Got a light? Loretta draws deeply in the cigarette. Forget how much I enjoyed that. One shouldn't deny themselves pleasure. Don't disagree with you there. It's pretty nice here. I'm getting a strange feeling, like I've been here before. Of course, madam. We only serve those with memberships here. If you don't mind me asking, what will you do about the girl and the degenerate? Beg your pardon. What is started should be finished, Loretta. If you were me, what would you do? I'll figure out. Let's say that. I'm afraid I'm not you, madam. Each man is the architect of his own fate, but I'm deeply convinced that you know what needs to be done. Of course I do. Is anyone going to pick up that phone? I believe it is for you. It's probably Satan behind them doors. Okay. Hello? What in the... Oh, this can't be happening. Obituary. Vivian O'Hara was an ornithologist who dedicated her life to the study of beautiful creatures. Returning from the expedition to the island of Mauritius, Mrs. O'Hara tragically died in a car accident at the age of 40. The science community grieves and expresses their condolences to relatives of the deceased. Scientists recognize not only Mrs. O'Hara's deep contribution to the development of ornithology, but appreciate her work as an experienced and talented educator and a wonderful writer. Mrs. O'Hara has written over 150 articles, books, monographs, and publications. The funeral service is scheduled to take place... I recognize this tune. I've heard it somewhere before. Alright, that's a tune? Oh, look, a ghost. Ghost in the window. Light switch. Doesn't work. Uh-oh. Shh, honey, it's all right. Calm down. Here you go. Little foot. Good lord, this is gonna take forever. Oh my god, rats. Our memory is selective. We only remember what we want to. Oh, ooh. Back off, creepy hands. Don't touch my egg. The next morning, I remember grinding meat, and Walter, who'd never lift a finger or do anything to help me around the house. Mr. Lazy himself, by some divine coincidence, had sharpened the kitchen knives. Kelly yawns. Good morning, Lou. I think you mean good afternoon. Morning, Kelly. Why the long face? Oh, Mickey and me had a fight is all. What smells so good? I'm making some mincemeat. Gonna fix us some dumplings. Oh, that'll hit the spot. Daddy always raves about your cooking. Mm-hmm. Can I help you with anything? Nah, I'm almost done. Fair enough, I just make a mess of it anyway. Got any coffee? God, I'd die for a good cup of joe. Best I can offer is chicory root. Be careful what you wish for. So let's go with chicory root. There's chicory root in the basement if you want. Chick-a what? I think I'll pass. Thanks anyway. Suit yourself. Where's Mick? Oh, he's out in the backyard, trying to fix our car. Oh, so he is. Must be sweating up a storm, the poor thing. Oh, but don't worry about him. He knows his way around a car. Regular grease monkey. Got no idea how much I hate that car. Yeah, he certainly fixed you up real good last night, didn't he? Let's be polite. That's weird. What's weird? Daddy left the car behind? How'd he get out of here in the first place, then? Loretta, where did he go? I don't know, girl. What do you mean you don't know? Does he do this often? Disappear, I mean? The grinder crunches through a meat vein. Did you know your father's been seeing another woman? No, I didn't. Though I can't say I'm surprised, neither. Don't forget he left his first family, too. And he had a child. He had me. The meat squeaks and squelches in the grinder. Oh, okay, so he's had 3 affairs, 4 now, so then that girl, Margaret, would have been the next wife. Anyway. Listen, Lou, I've been meaning to ask. You used to work as a hairdresser, right? Mm-hmm. Don't suppose you could cut mine? Must be kidding. If that's what you want. Sure thing, Kelly. I'll give you a good cut. you want to discuss your father? Things getting serious between you, Mickey. You got beautiful hair, all right. Let's see. Says that. I think so, yeah. I mean, he's great. And in bed. Have you seen him? He's a living Adonis in the flesh. I never had it so good with anyone else. Just thinking about his biceps turns me on. Does that mean you're getting hitched? Skip the details. Oh, okay, his biceps. You getting hitched? Yes. Well, I don't know. That's something else I want to discuss with Daddy. What does Mickey do for a living? Oh, Mickey isn't much of a working man. The road's what he's after. Doesn't do well with enclosed spaces. Like he can't sit still or something. So he's unemployed. Oh, no. Well, actually, yeah. But he wants to be a racer, a bike racer specifically. And what do you want? Me? I just want everything to go right for a change. These past few years have been tough, Looking after my mother was hard, and now I'm going to have a baby. Then I felt sick. Sick from the thought that'd been spinning in my head all that time, and all the things I'd done, or come close to doing. Kelly's going to have a baby. Ignoring the fact that she and Mickey are basically children themselves, they have their whole lives ahead of them. But for me, my die was cast the moment I stopped at that goddamn gas station. I'd already been considering that if I were able to sell the novel to Schaefer and leave town, then maybe Kelly and Mickey could move in here. Maybe they'd be able to find a happiness here that Walter and I never could. You were right. We're almost done. And not even 15 minutes go by. How nice, I love it. Well, hands always remember what they've done. Were you expecting anybody? I wasn't. Maybe it's Daddy. Wait a minute. Take it I have to go out front. Good afternoon. Afternoon. What's going on? Milk delivery, ma'am. That's not a milk delivery. Maybe he's listening to heavy metal music and he's headbanging. This must be some mistake. No, that's impossible. But we don't get milk delivered here. You disappointed us, Loretta. Excuse me? You had such a promising start, only to let yourself balk to petty cowardice right at the finish line. I don't understand. Oh, but you do understand. You've done so much work, told us so many lies. All for what? I ain't a murderer. I think Walter might have a thing or two to say about that. All right, Lou. Time is running out, so listen carefully. Margaret will be here soon. Get rid of her. Pull yourself together, Loretta. This is your last chance, got it? Make sure Margaret forgets how to get here for good. Otherwise, the consequences will be irrevocable. But I don't know the combination. Yes, you do. Think. When it all started for Walter, and then for you. Remember what happened in New York? Oh, ma'am. Looks like I got the wrong address. Sorry about that. I hope you have a great day. Hey, Laura, who is that? Loretta, are you okay? Mrs. Harris? Yes, I'm fine. Just a little Laura! Okay, so a broken dish. Walter's popularity waned after the war ended and people stopped buying his books. One of the stories did get turned into a screenplay starring Retta Hayworth, but that was more of an exception than a rule. Walter did his best to put on a brave face, but there's no denying it bruised his ego. They didn't even put his name in the end credits. We put a down payment on a luxury rental apartment on 12th Avenue. Walter was, well, not a communist, that's for sure, but he was at least a socialist in his beliefs. Not that I really can tell the difference, mind. It was pretty fashionable among writers and artists back then. As the daughter of a hard-working miner who died in the mine just the day before it was closed, I can't say I share his leftist ideas. Don't mean I think that the Jews, Bolsheviks, or that Stalin feller posed any threat to the American way of life, but I still consider communism to be nothing more than fiction, fueled by the intellectuals on the East Side who have hardly worked a day in their lives. We argued from time to time. Walt called me, or rather people who shared my way of thinking, hypothetical people who probably exist somewhere, but basically myself personified for the purpose of his conversation, Philistines. Said the Philistine paradise is an easy suede construction that only needed a good rub for the blinkers to fall off. But the Philistine paradise ain't so bad. We lived in it a while we were in New York away. We had a cozy rental apartment with an electric toaster and electric iron and one of those automatic lemon squeezers. Sure, we paid for it all in installments, so what? I can say one thing for sure. It was much better than being in a boring, well-fed paradise than in some crumbling old barn with no central heating. Walter may have needed to hear the rustle of wheat for his inspiration. All I ever heard was the whispering of demons. Oh, gotta click on that. What's up? I took her to bed. How's she looking? She seems alright, but I'm no doctor. She said it's the weather. You want to head out? Oh, I don't even know anymore. Maybe we shouldn't leave her alone, you know? Oh, come on. She nearly broke her damn neck, Mick. But she didn't, did she? What else is there for us to do here? She gave me a haircut, though. She did. When'd you get that done? You wouldn't have even noticed if I hadn't said anything. Well, it's beautiful. Can we hit the road now? Fine, let's go. There's no way to turn back now, and there never will be. It's so noisy inside my head. My thoughts are all murky. No, scattered even. I don't want to think. I want to act. But it feels like there's a glass wall in front of me, and I'm going to break it. December 24th. How could I have been so blind? December 24th, 1946. The day that divided my life into a before and after. That's the combination. The manuscript, or typescript to be precise, straw bowl, 200 pages of yellow, strange-smelling paper. Inches of metal had been keeping me away from my destiny, and finally I held the book in my hands. It wouldn't be a work of Walt's if it didn't include some pretentious epigraph from John Milton. I don't know this poem, but it's like I said before, I don't read much. A sharp knock on the door interrupted me from enjoying the moment. It was Margaret, right on time. Sorry I was so rude before. It's okay, I can understand, I think. Thanks for the milk. I hope you choke on it. Ain't it funny how nothing's changed? Excuse me? This living room, I mean, the Harris house. Oh, your house, I suppose. Might be a little dustier than before, but that's about it. Double-crossing bitch. Walter and I were friends when we were kids, you know? We'd spend entire days here at Mrs. Harris's. Before Clarence passed away? Oh yeah, Loretta, long before that. But Clarence ended up being the best of us. I'm so proud of him. His Purple Heart and his Bronze Star. You use them to pry open your favorite ginger ale. We're delivered with a letter from the president. Can you imagine? I think I saw a rat out on the porch. Yeah, I ran out of poison. Margaret takes a sip of her milk. So, who's the fetching young couple you run into? Oh, that's Walter's daughter, Kelly, and her fiancé. Get out of town. I'd love to meet her. Tell them to make sure they come pay me a visit. So Walter still hasn't showed up? Well, you don't see him here, do you? The sheriff came and spoke to me, Loretta. Bill's a good man, but I ain't told him about our situation. Not yet, anyway. What do you want, Margaret? He tell you that Walter did time once? Ask her what she wants. It's weird. This ain't like him. What about his novel? The manuscript's upstairs in a safe. He left it here? He told me they were sending him a check. What are you getting at? Is that why you decided to ruin my marriage? You ruined it yourself, Loretta. Walter's miserable around you. Don't you get it? You're the miserable one. What do you know about marriage? Why don't you just go back to the hole you crawled out of? Now you're telling me he just up and left? Left me? Left his novel? Left his own daughter? He left her a long time ago, Margaret. You think you're the first? You ever ask what happened with Kelly's mother? Left to rot with tuberculosis? And Walter kindly paid for the funeral. Linda drank one too many of those radium drinks, and you know that. You know why we moved then? Because he wanted to finish his book. Quit being such a fool. Walter's always been a coward. One small problem's enough to make him turn tail and run. I don't trust you, Loretta. Then get this through that ginger scalp of yours. Let's say you're right. Let's say his filthy lying ass is currently rotting in the well out in the yard. Rats slowly picking his bones clean and all that. A fate he totally deserved, by the way. Even if that were all true, it'd be your word against mine. This place is freezing. Is it the room spinning or is it just me? Should have called it quits at that last vodka martini. Yeah, okay. The last 3 vodka martinis. The light's on in the bathroom. Is Loretta still up? I urgently need to take a leak. Now we got his wallet. Oh, nice. He puts his wedding ring in his wallet. Yeah, put it on before you get into bed with Loretta. Pocket watch. 3:30, you're in hot water now, Walter. A pipe. Forgot to buy tobacco again, you bozo. Yeah, this guy's a pig. Oh, we got a key. Love this photo. Kelly's 7 here. Wonder how she's doing. I'll just send her a postcard. What a guy, huh? Spent your whole life trudging through bullshit just like the rest of them. But look at you now, standing in a tux, as crisp as a new dollar bill. Wish my folks could see me now. Hey, you in there? Let me in, would you? I really gotta go. Laura? Oh, for Christ's sakes. Johnny's bedroom. I shouldn't go in, or I'll wake the baby. Loretta forgot to turn it off. Again? Must have been listening to one of her lousy radio plays. I really wish he'd pick up a book. Looks like Loretta had herself quite the party. What is going through that head of hers? Sure I didn't invite her out. Is she offended? Someone's got to stay at home to look after the baby. Could have got somebody to do it. My typewriter. It hasn't brought me money or fame. Our bedroom. I ought to put a basin by the bed or something. I ain't in the right state of mind to be dialing anybody, even if I wanted to. The lines wouldn't be operating at this time of night. Oh, Walter, let's buy a toaster, Walter. Let's make breakfast like they do in France, Walter. $25. And what for? Where are my goddamn breakfasts? I'm probably going to regret this, but Loretta ain't giving me any other options. He's going to piss in the sink. Seriously? You jerk. Hope you're going to clean it. Oh, yeah. That's much better. The hell's calling it this time of night? Damn refrigerator cost half the down payment on this place, but it's empty as always. Hello? Oh, it's you. Yeah, I told you I would. I'm not whispering. Because it's 2 in the morning. Because my wife... What the fuck, Frank? Why are you calling me at my house? How'd you even get the call through at all? No, I'm not drunk. Yes, I hear you. I got it. Tell Wallace I have something even better. He's gonna love it. I just need a couple more weeks. I know, Frank. But 2 weeks aren't gonna hurt anybody. It's none of your business. How would they know? No, I haven't spoken to anyone. Are you trying to scare me? Don't try me, you fat fuck. I know what I'm doing. I've gotta go. Don't call me here again. Think you're so clever, huh? Well, I've got other plans for you, Frank. Where to put those fucking matches? I need the number. Think, Walter, think. Bedroom. They'll be in the writing desk. I'm gonna bend you all over. Bunch of greedy assholes. It's that one call. No walls, no chambers, no more dirty work. Only literary honest-to-good literature. Suck it, Robert Penn Warren. But there'll be no turning back. These people are dangerous. Screw it. Dangerous or not, they're gonna make me rich. Dumb broad woke the baby up. Maybe it's you, you idiot. Oh, you fat son of a... I told you not to call her, you Oh, honey. Sorry, I thought it was someone else. Yeah, everything's fine. I just got home just fine. Are you okay? Can't sleep? Oh, yeah, I miss you too, baby doll. What? She's not asleep? No, I haven't told her. I don't know. When the time is right. When the time is right, okay? Go to bed, baby. Good night. I love you too. Bye. Oh my god, this guy's a scumbag. Walter sighs. Now I wish I was mean to him. The baby stopped crying. Loretta, are you out of your mind? Laura, you fall asleep in there? Open the door. She probably tried to hurt herself afterwards. Do you hear me? Open the door right now. Why does it sound like swinging, like a rope? God, Loretta, what have you done? Do be careful with China. You're sick, Loretta. Maybe so, but I'll be sick and 30 grand richer, and then I'll be long gone. Oh, you hear that? That'll be an important phone call from the publishing house, most likely. I'll be back in a moment. Should I kill the ginger bitch now? Or maybe I should just let her go. What can she really do? Run crying to Bill? She'd probably rolling around with him, too. Who'd believe her? I won't be much more than a memory by the time anyone figures it out. Cuba, Tahiti, Hawaii. The world's gonna open for you like you won't believe, Loretta. All you gotta do is make a choice. Hello? Aloha. Mrs. Harris, we accept the offer. One of our guys is already on his way to you. Mr. Fitzgerald will be in touch when he's in town. Marvelous. Oh, and Mrs. Harris, please accept our deepest condolences on behalf of the Atlantic Press team. We are extremely concerned and hope Mr. Harris will return soon. When I finally hang up, Margaret was nowhere to be found. Must have gotten scared. Wish I hadn't wasted my chicory root entertaining her. Either way, I had the manuscript. All I had to do was wait for Fitzgerald. But of course, something just had to go wrong. Something I never would have expected. What am I supposed to do? I have no clue what I'm supposed to be doing there. Am I supposed to keep the birds away from... Get out of here, birds. I don't know how to get them to come lower. Come on, I only have a few of you, and there's not still a lot to this. There we go. Did you say something? No. We're nearly there. I think I saw a dead bird on the road. Close the window, turn on the radio. Turn the radio on or something. It ain't picking up any stations around here. Be patient, we're almost there. Is that your hip flask rattling around over there? Walter ignores and keeps driving. You know we're on the highway, right, Walter? Yep, and not another car in sight. Relax, okay. Maybe I should drive for a while. No need. Like I said, we're almost there. Good, because I'm starting to get carsick from all the wheat fields. You and me both. What are you thinking about? What happens now? Nothing, really. Come on, you can tell me. I'm thinking about up my next novel. Ooh, sounds exciting. I'm just starting at the wheat. Let me take a sip of that, Walter. Here. So, this novel, what's it going to be about? A thriller about kidnapping. Interesting. Yeah, it's still too early to say much, but I can share the title at least. Shoot. Straw Bull. I like it. Here's the Pulitzer. Don't overdo it, Lou. We have a lot of housework waiting for us. Did I make it? Let's see. Where should we go? I mean, because we're technically waiting. Long-suffering China. That cow broke my china. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Wait a little longer, and I'll be able to buy myself another 10 of these. She's probably like wandering around. I know the manuscript is in the safe, and I got the combination. There ain't anything more for me to do in this smoky old room. Walter's things bring back unpleasant memories. Where'd the bathroom go? Is there always a window here? No, there was a bathroom. Oh, I don't want to go back in there. I got no reason to leave this house, not today. Didn't expect me to make it, did you? Bite me. She really hates that moosehead. Really? Again? I'm gonna sue that damn plumber. It's dead. Okay, let's see if there's anything else before we get in the basement. Oh. Ooh, eerie music. The noise is coming from the hole this time, but it's all boarded up. I can't pull them off with my bare hands. I think I saw an axe in the barn. Assuming the barn will be out here. Goddamn music. Why do they always gotta play some melody over and over and over? Don't look over there. Just don't. Oh, really? Nothing to look at here? This'll do. Hope I don't get a splinter. Okay. Oh, Lord. You scared me. What do you want? Hey, I'm talking to you. What are you staring at? Y'all shouldn't yell at old Jim Bob, ma'am. He's a mute. So what do you want? There's a little problem. Would y'all go take a look? I don't have time for that. Show me. Let's just go with it. God, what a smell. Why is it here? Cattle's dying. Yeah, I can see that. Maggot's already getting to work. It's Phillips. Storm must have scared him to death. This one probably bolted in the night and wandered over to your land. What's wrong with it? Is it sick? Not too sure, I reckon. Harvest rotten, cattle dying. Witchcraft is what it is. That's crazy talk. Witchcraft? Well, it ain't right, Saul. Maybe it's the water. Don't you go drinking from the well, ma'am. I ain't. We've got piping. What's gonna happen with the heifer? Smith's getting the rifle, that's what. Gonna haul her away in the truck tomorrow. Guess I'll head home then. It's probably because her husband's dead. Pair of hillbillies poking their noses around. Best put an end to that sooner rather than later. The sooner I start, the sooner I'll finish. What's inside? Can't see a thing. That seems creepy. Sound of brakes. Sounds like a car pulled up in the driveway. Who's that guy? He wipes his neck with his handkerchief. Oh, okay. You've got a lovely house here, ma'am. Don't bother. I can't stand this place either. Is this Mr. Harris's house? His parents? We don't have to relive all this, do we? The clock's ticking again. What'd you say? Nothing. Ma'am, how long has Mr. Harris been gone for? Why don't you start off telling me who was it hired you? Of course. I work for a firm called Wallace & Partners. I represent the interests of Mr. Wallace. Your husband owes Mr. Wallace a substantial sum of money, ma'am. Did Mr. Harris mention anything about that to you? No, but I've heard about Wallace. Ah, and I know he used to be a criminal. You may be right, but who can truly call themselves a saint in today's world? Mr. Wallace has paid back his debt to society and is now worthy enough to live in it. You know, he recently donated $30,000 for disabled war veterans. If Wallace gives away his money so easily, then what does he want with my husband? We don't have any money. You're wasting your time. You have to understand, ma'am. We wish Walter no harm. We're old friends of his, and we want to help. Think about it. Would I really drive all the way across the country just to collect on some old debt? Mr. Wallace knows about Walter's money situation. You see, he was supposed to pass on a particular item to us, an item that belongs to us. What are you talking about? Did Walter ever happen to show you a box? A box? Yes, a wooden one with a lock on it. I don't know what you mean, mister. Why would he ever show me a box? Beads of sweat fall from Chambers' face under his wrinkled shirt. Can I get you something to drink? Honestly, I was hoping you'd ask. The kitchen's just down the hall. Okay, so that was actually a different conversation than what they had originally. What an ugly stuffed animal. Look, if you don't like it, don't knock it. Yeah, I'm taking it off. She hates it, but... Sorry, I didn't mean to offend your sense of, taste. You gonna answer that? Hello, Mrs. Harris? I've been trying to reach you the past couple days. I've studied the archives, and it turns out that there was once a cattle burial site on your land. You know, for sick animals and such. The contagious kind. Contagious. Using the area for farming is actually prohibited by law, but I suspect Mr. Harris, and I mean your husband's father, managed to skirt around that law somehow. And? Well, I'm no expert, ma'am, but I think the cadaveric waters must have reached the soil and poisoned his crops. I suggest sharing this information with Mr. Morgan. The drainage from the burial site will ruin his harvest too, most likely, but it ain't your fault. I see. Well, thank you. Did something happen? No, nothing important. Let's go into the kitchen. After you. Why can't it just zoom me there? Oh, I thought I was going to do something. Let me ask you, ma'am. Why did you move out here in the first place? Walter wanted to write his book. And did he? Yeah, he's working with a publishing house. With Mr. Schaefer, yes, I know. Mighty interesting, isn't it? First you move from New York, then Walter up and disappears. Maybe he was afraid you were coming. Maybe he was. Tell me, Miss Harris, where do you think your husband might be? Got any ideas? Maybe he went back to New York. He's in the well. I'm just going to say that one. Maybe he went back to New York. He's got a sister there. What was her name? Cynthia. No, I already spoke to her. Then maybe you passed him while you were on your way here. Walter could be halfway to New York by now. Well, that certainly is possible. Sorry you had to come all this way for nothing, but I really don't think I can help. It's what I'm paid to do. Thanks again for the water. Sorry I bothered you. Now, keep this in mind. We're not the only ones looking for Walter. There are people out there who only want to cause him and his family harm. I'm staying at the Twin Oaks Motel. If Walter happens to show up, you be sure to call me. Here's my card. Your husband is in serious danger, but you and I can help him together. Yeah, he is in danger. From me. Okay, so the Twin Oaks. What am I supposed to do here? Am I clicking on certain parts? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, it's the moose. Oh, I see him now. They're like little white swirlies. But I don't see any more. Here we go. Oh, I see. If I just hold it over it. Ah, I got it now. It's probably the last one. I just figured out what I was seeing. Yep. Mrs. Harris? Good morning. How are you doing? Patrick Fitzgerald at your service. I represent the legal interests of the Atlantic Press. We spoke on the phone. It's a pleasure to meet you. Nice to meet you, too. Can I get you anything? No, thank you. Yes, I don't trust that vending machine food either. Well, Mrs. Harris, I have to admit, That letter of yours was, unexpected. I hope you understand the scale of the trust my firm has in your husband. I was sent out here from Mississippi, you know. We expect Mr. Harris to reappear soon, of course, and then we'll all learn the secret of his mystical disappearance. But before that, I have a couple of questions. Remind me, what novel are we talking about here? You don't know. I do, but I'd like to be sure. The Straw Bull. Have you read it, by the way? Let's say no. I ain't a fan. Oh, I feel you there. I'm not a big reader either. Fantastic. Loretta notices his soft hands. She realizes this is the first time she's seen a man with a manicure. In that case, I suggest we call it quits on the coffee. You hand over the manuscript and I make some calls. We can get contracts written up, and you do have the manuscript with you, right? That ain't gonna work, mister. No contracts, not this time. I thought I made my point very clear in the letter. Your point? That's right, $30,000. A check is fine if you can't do cash. A check, huh? Listen, Fitzgerald. If you want the novel, then you're gonna have to pay me. For a moment, a look of incandescent rage flashes across Fitzgerald's clean-shaven reptilian face. After a pause, his smile returns with a sparkle. Well, all right. We'll play your game. No contracts. I can even write that check for you right now, but I gotta see the manuscript first. The manuscript's at home, locked up in a safe. Fitzgerald takes a slurp of his coffee. Did you come here by car? Jesus, coffee's lousy. Yeah, I drove here. The journey home usually took 25 to 30 minutes, but with Fitzgerald's high-speed motor, it got there in 15. He really put the pedal to the metal, and seemed quite comfortable doing it, like he was used to it. You couldn't make that man hush up for the love of money. His lips were flapping the whole time, talking about weather, sports, his work over in Mississippi, Louisiana, singing the praises of New Orleans cuisine. So, 30 grand. That's quite the pretty sum. I'd say it's fair. Looking at you, I get the impression your company ain't short on money. Hey, so long as folk want to keep reading about people sleeping with and murdering each other, then your husband, myself, and even you will be set for life. No, it can't be. The safe's open. I don't get it. Someone stole my manuscript. Oh, that's swell. Chambers. Well, Mrs. Harris, looks like we're done here. No, wait. I know who stole it. I know where it is. I'll get it back. That's certainly an entertaining story, Loretta. You've given me quite the performance. It was an intimidation act at first, but now you've evolved into Broadway. I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Harris jumped out from behind the curtain and sang us a tune. No, please. You've already wasted too much of my time. I'm heading back to Mississippi, and I'll be sure to advise Mr. Schaefer away from any further dealings with you or your husband, wherever he may be. I'm begging you to stay in town just a little longer. I'll get you the manuscript. Cocksucker, what do you know? Let's go this one. Fitzgerald sighs deeply. I don't know what you're planning, but my boss is deeply interested in that book for some reason. I'll be leaving tomorrow at noon. Be sure to keep that in mind, because I won't be coming back again. We clear? Crystal, I'll bring the manuscript. I promise. Well, all right then. Can I use your phone? Fog and rain again. I raced down the slick road in the frenzied rage, heading to the motel that Chambers had written on his business card. Fat-ass moron with rotten teeth. He must have stolen the manuscript and I was in the basement. But why? How could he have known the combination? Who is this Mr. Wallace he's working for? And why do they need my manuscript? The rain soon gave way to hail. That fell so hard I considered stopping to chain the tires. I almost missed it as I struggled to keep the car on the road. The neon sign winked in the darkness. Twin Oaks. Here it is. I find Chambers, I find the manuscript. The porter ain't here. Lucky you, Loretta. Chambers ain't on the list. He must use another name. Damn, which one? Another woman's name. Sounds like a couple of plain Janes from the Midwest. This one looks familiar. Charles M. Banks. I think I went to school with this guy. Chicken Scratch. Angel, I don't think that's his style. Neff, that's a weird name. Two women sharing a room. Too fancy. This one ain't even a man's name. This one looks, probably that one. She said it looks familiar. Charles F. Banks. Charles F. Banks. Frank Chambers. Bingo. It's an anagram. Looks like he's in room 12. Oh. Guess the guy was a little clever. Room keys. They're locked behind the glass. I can't get to him from here. And this woman's life has just like been crazy. Ain't got any change. Oh, wait, let me go back in here real quick. Make sure I don't miss anything. Bulky coffee machine. Paradise for roaches. Ugh. I ain't digging through the trash. Locked. But it looks like the key's still on the other side. I can try an old newspaper trick. Mama would sometimes lock me and my brother in a room when we were kids, but she'd always leave the key in the door. We learned that if you could slip a newspaper under the door and give it a good push, good enough push. Yeah, but she said she won't dig through. She doesn't have any change. Let's see if there's... Okay, I'm not seeing anything, so we probably have to go out here now. Ooh, maybe in the... Is that a phone? No. Let's see, maybe there's change in the phone. Can't see a damn thing. Chambers lowered his blinds. He's probably, like, in there dead. Chambers? You in there? Open up. Loretta pulls on the handle. It's locked. Of course it is. Oh, there we go. There's a payphone. A quarter. This could come in handy. Nothing else. Don't torture the machine. Buy a newspaper. Hey, where's my newspaper? Come on, you dumb bucket of bolts. Give me back my money. Ma'am, can I help you with something? What happened? I'll tell you what happened. This piece of machine ate my money. I think I lost my room key. Oh, let's go with this one. Oh, I'm sorry. Technology, am I right? And to think, they say they'll replace you and me one day. Here, you're welcome to mine. Thanks, that's very kind of you. Well, now I can't do this because he's like standing over there. How about can I get my money back? Excuse me, ma'am. That room's for staff only. Need to find some way to distract the porter. Can I call him? Maybe somebody left another quarter. Ventilation pipe. The vents go through all the rooms. Oh, I didn't notice that earlier. Call room service. Local call 10 cents. Dial 9 for reception. Room service. How may I help you? Hey, there's a fountain sprouting out of my toilet. You gotta send someone to room 5 and fast. What in the... I'm on my way. Hopefully that'll distract him for a while. That did the trick. He won't be gone for long, though. Okay, so I got key 11. The key to room 11. Better than nothing, I suppose. Smells damp in here. Yeah, bugs. Mike, the Broad and 11's complaining about some stink in the ventilation. Think a rat might have died in there. Go check it out. Okay, we got a screwdriver. Call it intuition, but I feel like I'm going to need this screwdriver. What the hell are you doing, Loretta? I'm lucky the real Mrs. Woodhouse ain't here. Jesus, I ain't Amelia Earhart. About time I got used to it. Empty. A Protestant Bible. They put one of these in every room. I don't really believe in God, or rather I don't want to, given all that's happened. I can feel the air moving around my feet. Okay, I don't want to move it just yet. Okay, yep, that's the only thing. Move the armchair. A vent. This probably connects the room to chambers. I might be able to turn the screws if I had a coin or something. Damn it all. Alright, here we go. I swear, this is the only time I'm doing that again. Chambers, you there? Yeah, I'm gonna guess he's dead. Miracle bed with massage capabilities. Only 5 cents. Focus low. The suitcase is locked. I can't open it. It's Chambers' pistol. Is it loaded? But where is he? Crumpled newspapers. I've seen these in detective movies. They put these down so they can hear people sneaking towards the bed. Who or what was Chambers afraid of? Uh-oh. Oh, for the love of... This ain't the time to fix my makeup. This must be the murder weapon. Looks like someone slashed Chambers with a straight razor. Better not touch it. Chambers, what a stench. How long's he been here? I think I'm gonna puke. Chambers' fat fingers look like bloody sausages, and it looks like they're holding on to something. Say, if rigor mortis set in, it's gonna be pretty hard to get his hand up. So, dead man's hand, find a key. Okay, so I'm too old for this shit. Guess putting the newspapers down didn't help him any. Bad news, boss. Harris ain't here, just his wife, and it's hard to say whether she's just acting a fool or if she really is one. Only thing I can say for sure is he's gone AWOL. This job ain't easy. Pigs are really already making a mess. But I've got one last lead. Margaret Hatfield, a neighbor. The widow that Walter's been sleeping with. I'll pay her a visit tomorrow. Oh yeah, I think I'm being followed. I'll call again from a payphone later. It was clear from Chambers' strange telegram that neither he nor Mr. Wallace were interested in the manuscript. They were chasing down Walter for an old unpaid debt, and it looks like Chambers had some of his own too. Guess he'll never repay them now. I was more than a little confused. Who stole my manuscript? If it wasn't Chambers, and am I asking too many questions? I ain't getting any answers. I'm a simple woman. I got simple desires. Why does everything fall apart the one time I decided to try my luck? The storm wasn't letting up, so I headed home. Must have got some of Chambers' blood on me. Some corrosive thoughts were eating away at my head from the inside. Black raindrops rolling off of my wet hair. A gaslight flickered in the kitchen. Loretta sniffs at the air. Something smells weird. Like someone smoking cigars. It's coming from the kitchen. Or like somebody's gonna set your house on fire. The storm's cut out the wires. Damn. Or somebody's cut the wires. What do you think, Bambi? Yeah, I don't like it either. Who the hell are you? How did you get in here? Who the hell are you? Take a seat. That's probably that one guy. Why doesn't anyone just do as they're told? Listen, if it's money you want, shut the fuck up. You'll speak when spoken to. Where's Harris? Who the hell are you? Ow, don't kick me. Guess I shouldn't have tried to touch the sickle. I'll ask again. Where is Harris? I don't know. Where's the box? What box? Maybe I should have just sat down. Quit playing dumb. If I hear one more lie come out of your mouth, I'll pierce your eye with a needle. Now, where's the box? Oh, do I want to spit blood? He's gonna hurt me. I'll just lie. It's in the yard. What was that? Speak up. In the red barn. The barn, where exactly? It's in a big chest. Stranger sighs. Guess that means I'm getting wet again. You better pray that I find it. Listen, I don't know what... Quit squirming. Stop kicking me, you jerk. I thought he just... I was gonna say he handcuffed me. Oh, wait. No. Empty shit. I can give these a try, but I've got to be careful I don't break them. I only have 3. I don't know if I'm doing it right. Because it's the only... place I hear something. Oh, God. Okay, There we go. Must be out in the barn. And I hit you with the sickle for kicking me, you jerk. Why does this walk to the barn seem longer than last time I was in here? He's got a gun. There's no way he'll miss from that distance. I need to sneak up on him and try to stay in the shadows when the lightning strikes. Oh, shoot. Nasty bitch, how do you die? He's got a gun. Okay, yeah, I get that, but... Oh, shoot. Who are you? Oh, she took his gun. Jack Smith, private security. Tom Winters, insurance agent. Sam Philmont's Department of Health. Who are you? Poor bastard's dead. No tags on his clothes. Cigar. Damn it, not another cigar. There's something in the inside pocket. Revolver with a full barrel. What, you gonna shoot me, scumbag? We ain't done yet, buddy. You and I are going for a little walk. With a sickle in your back. Wait. Oh, you're awake? I thought you died already. I'm bleeding. What are you... Hold on a minute. Let me get up. Any last words? I said wait a minute, damn it. Want a needle in your eye, do you? What, not feeling so tough anymore? Beating up a woman in her own home? Listen, I got nothing on you. I just needed Harris. I told you he's dead and rotten in the well behind you. And you're gonna keep him company. Now give me your name. Let me go. You don't want to be a murderer, do you? You don't know nothing about me, mister. Start talking or I'll put a bullet in your knees. Okay, sweetheart. Flattery won't get you anywhere. Okay, just relax. Look at me. I'm not going anywhere. Why did you kill Chambers? What do you bastards want with my book? Let's go with that one. So was it you who killed Chambers? Dang, my ears are ringing. Talk! Yeah, I killed the fat fuck, but he had it coming. Why? He had dirt on you or something? Him, Wallace, and your husband? They were all in cahoots, went and violated the Lindbergh Act, or Lindbergh Law. I mean, they kidnapped someone. What are you saying? They kidnapped a child and tortured it to death. You ever see the name Nancy Olson in the news? The oil baron's daughter? Of course I remember. It was printed everywhere. The ransom was paid, but the girl was never found, and she never will be. Well, she might, in some field somewhere with her head cut off, that is. The family eventually learned Wallace was involved. Something to do with the union. So they hired me. You're lying. Hey, Wallace confessed everything to me before he croaked. Sold his little errand boys all the way down the river. Think I'm going to believe that without any proof? Let's go with that. It's right under your nose. The box. What's in it? I don't know for sure. A gift from Daddy or something. As far as I know, it ain't worth a fig. But your dummy of a husband? Well, he decided to sell it. Then shit hit the fan. And he got out of Dodge. Tried to cover his tracks. That's how I found him, actually. All right, then. Let's say you're telling the truth. You're cut from the same cloth, you and your big sack of money. How many people have you killed? Where do you draw the line of revenge? Line of revenge. Hey, I only killed Chambers. Wallace died in a hospital. Soiled his hospital gown of pure fear. And Harris? Well, you said he ain't a problem anymore. Olson lost his wife too, you know. He's got nothing left but money and revenge now. A dangerous combination. So the manuscript. Margaret. What? Who? Listen, Toots. Let me go. You can even keep the box if you want it. Harris is dead, and so is the fat-ass Chambers. My job's already done. I didn't have any intention of killing you. Bullshit! Okay, but believe me when I say this. It wasn't personal. You were just in my way. Walter was a vulture. The world would breathe a little easier without him in it. What would you do if you were little Nancy's father? You're a woman, a mother. You should understand. Just let me go. Get out of here. You know what? I don't really care anymore. Get out of here. Go on, get out of here. Tell your boss that Loretta Lou Harris did your job for you. And if I ever see you again, you won't. You have my word. Okay, so the narrow margin found a grave. Cattle burial ground 5 miles east, 25 paces south of the old oak tree, 10 paces from the red stone. Okay. Margaret, what are you... I followed you and that man. You left this in the kitchen. I don't know what you're thinking, but forget about the book. It belongs to me and Kelly, understand? Try anything funny and I'll make you pay for killing Walter. Your beloved Walter was a kidnapper and a murderer. You're lying. I'm not. Look. What does this mean? Little Nancy Olson. Walter and his pals wanted to shake ransom out of some rich guy, but obviously something went wrong. Who are you people? Put down the revolver, Margaret. What do you care? You're used to seeing dead children, aren't you? Walter told me how you drowned his son. My son's death was my fault. Margaret, I think about it every day. Walter brought a disease into our home. I didn't have any evidence, but I knew. A mother always knows. Johnny got real sick. We were taking a bath when... Well, the pills I was taking made me sleepy. I passed out in the fucking tub, and then I woke up. It was too late. How do I know you're not lying? I don't know. But I do know this poor girl's father would want to know what happened to his little girl. We should tell the sheriff. Wait. If we tell the sheriff and Walter's accused, they'll lock me up, Margaret. I'll probably hang for this. And what's that got to do with anything? Think about Kelly. What'll happen to her? The publisher will turn away, refuse to publish the book. No. Listen to me, Loretta. You and I will keep it all a secret. Quit talking nonsense, Margaret. Greed's clouded that pretty red head of yours. Let's go down. I'll shoot, Laura. Then do it, Margaret. End it. Here and now in the goddamn graveyard. Ain't as easy as it seems, is it? Margaret, listen. Shut up. Trust me, you don't want to have to live with it. Shut up, for God's sake. I need to think. Smack her with a shovel. Look at how her hands are shaking. She's just gonna miss anyway. She doesn't have it in her. You gotta strike first. Damn you, Loretta. Why are you like this? Why'd you have to go and ruin everything? Everything! Okay, Margaret, you win. This has nothing to do with Kelly, you were right. I won't say anything to Bill. So, that's it. We're done. I guess so. Margaret didn't say a word to the police. I don't know why. Maybe she felt sorry for me. Maybe she refused to believe that Walter, her lover Walter, was lying dead at the bottom of his parents' well. Maybe she knew she didn't have any evidence. I'd be her word against mine, maybe. Not that it mattered anymore. The publishing house withdrew their check. Kelly and Mickey left and never came back. And now winter is here. Just a little further. The voices have fallen silent for good. I was burning up. I don't remember the exact moment the fever started. I lay in bed. The same bed Walter and I used to lay in together. In a house that was cold and empty. I was all alone. In some feverish delirium, I ran through all my memories from the last few months. Or was it weeks? I didn't know what day it was. I barely even knew what time it was. Eventually, my leg quit hurting. But a sweet, nauseating smell replaced the ache, as if my body were rejecting my rotten, twisted soul. She didn't go to the hospital, so she got tetanus. One more step. What day is it? should have hooked up with the sheriff. Hello, Walter. Got a lot of snow this year, huh? You know what's weird? Winter's supposed to be cold, but I never feel cold anymore. What were you thinking? You never told me, so there was no way I could ever know. What drove you to crime? Although, I know I'm no better. You probably had it coming. Maybe you even deserve to die, but not like this. Not at the hands of your own wife. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry it ended up this way. I was dreaming of a better life, but I never realized I was ruining ours in the process. Forgive me, Walter. The same story can be told in so many different ways. Living my life in fear made me lose my grip on reality. Something changed my soul forever a long time ago. Seems like every one of us is destined to face our own personal hell at some point. But when I tried to follow my path, while also trying to retain the remnants of humanity I had left, I thought that maybe all I needed to do was stand still for a moment, long dead and wet with a fresh coat of snow. The paint on the old barn doors peeled off like dry flakes of skin, creaking in time with my disintegrating thoughts. Okay, so I've got a feeling I'm falling. Get the winter ending. Okay, so I'm going to skip past that. So it's that easy. One phone call, and Hoover and his boys come to dig around in my backyard. Where'd this call come from? We're responding to a tip, Sheriff. Who's the girl? Nancy Olson. As in Olson, the oil tycoon? His daughter? Whose land is this, Sheriff? The Harris, it's Morgan's now. Speak of the devil. There he is. Sorry, Pops, no civilians past this point. Eat shit, Bill. I pay your salary with my taxes. This is my land. Now what in blazes is going on here? Agent? I think you need to take a look at this. We found a stiff in the well. In the well? For Christ's sakes. Sheriff, looks like we found your guy. The sheriff sighs. It's the writer, Walter Harris. He used to live here with his wife. Just had her funeral this winter. Gangrene. So apparently, I told you, Billy. Morgan, shut your mouth before I shut it for you. Loretta Harris sent a letter to Mr. Olson. She confessed to killing her husband and told him where the girl was buried. Walter Harris planned and orchestrated the kidnapping of the Olsons' little girl. Morgan rubs his pockmarked face. Harris kidnapped Nancy? Then Loretta killed him. And wrote a letter? To tell the truth, I'm a little lost. Every man here has faced two forces warring inside them, Carter. And you never know which one will win. Hey, at least she's in a nice dress this time. Good evening, madam. How can I help you? Evening, I'm here for the party. I'm very sorry, Mrs. Harris, but entry is by invitation only. It's a private party, you understand. But my husband's already inside. Walter's a member of our establishment, that is correct, but you probably have the wrong floor. I assume you're expected upstairs. Can I be frank? I don't know, can you? I think you would be better off joining your son, madam. Unless, of course, you'd rather I call for Mr. Harris. No, don't bother yourself. So, I should go upstairs, huh? Perhaps you should. Have a lovely evening, Loretta. Oh, that was weird. I was holding down the button and it stopped. Is she gonna go to heaven? Oh, okay, so that was the game. Interesting. So that was Loretta. Really got into it, so I ended up, playing the whole thing. Huh. You can go see the memories. This is like the pictures and stuff. Okay. Burning memory. Looks like I might have missed that one. Ruined nest. So there were some things that I missed, it seems. And there are chapters. So there's 14 altogether. Endings. Let's see what that does. Oh, okay. So there's at least 4 more endings. And and I got the winter one. Interesting. So I might have to go back and maybe, play this game again and see where that goes. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of Loretta. Maybe if you've played it, maybe you got a different playthrough or something like that. Let me know. Please leave me a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Bye.